Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and welcome to the 78th episode of the Choking Hazard podcast. This video is supported by my wonderful channel members here on YouTube. Click the join button below the video to directly support the channel and find out all the perks you can get by doing so, including early card testing info and having your name listed at the end of each video. With my usual co-host, Sugar-Free Nos over there.
That's me, I'm here, hello.
RDT down there, he's actually here.
Hey, how's it going?
And Josh over there.
Oh.
And we got Hammer in the booth.
What's up?
Damn, you got that down. We usually forget Hammer.
Hey, I've been doing well lately. I've been doing
The
good.
one time we don't, you just gotta point it
out. But we got some spicy stuff to talk about this week. We got Formula One esports cheating and Twitch being scumbags and the general life stuff as well. But I mean, we're also finally doing the chocolate taste test, as you can see on Nos's screen. We've got the chocolate finally that I'm talking about in the last episode. But the one thing I wanted to start with in this one, and I think I might try to figure out a title that will entice people about this topic, is you might have seen a Washington Post article a few months ago. I'll link it in the chat, but I'll also link it in when this goes up as a video. Interviewing the Rockstar racing team. And I think we talked about it when it happened on the podcast, that we all became aware of the fact that Rockstar had a group of devs from Rockstar North who they've done the Nürburgring 24 hours and they won their class, and we talked about it at the time. But I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this article was suggested by Rockstar. It wasn't Washington Post contacting Rockstar. I'm going to say it went the other way. Rockstar contacted them. And I'm also going to say that Rockstar got the idea from me. We're starting spicy.
Right.
I contacted one of the Rockstar Racing team guys to ask if he wanted to come on the podcast months ago, and I never said anything about it because I wanted to it to be a surprise for you guys as much as everyone else. And he was actually up for it. He wanted to do it. He's a Rockstar North dev. He races in real life. They've got their own team. He works on the cars probably in the GTA games. I don't know too much about him or what he does, but he wanted to. I emailed him just on the off chance. I actually emailed the racing team, and he responded to me. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm always happy to talk about racing and GTA and stuff like that." And he said, "Let me just check it with the Rockstar social.
No.
Let me just check with the social media guys to make sure it's all okay."
No!
Yeah, I bet you can wonder how that went.
They told me no, I'm sorry.
I've been so frustrated the last few months about this. I'm at the point now where I'm pretty sure it's not gonna happen. So that's why I'm talking about it on the podcast. But I'm gonna read the email that was sent to me from this higher up at Rockstar in the social media marketing side or whatever.
Make sure that doesn't say anything like proprietary.
No, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say the guy's name as well. He was up for it. He was willing to join us and talk about it. So I appreciate him wanting to do it in the first place. But from this other guy who emailed me to say, "Hi Adam, hope you're well." This guy from
You're about to nut me.
Yeah, you're about to nut me. His name from Rockstar North / Rockstar Racing mentioned that you'd reached out regarding potential opportunities to come on your podcast. Thanks for thinking of us. The team are not currently available to take you up on the invitation, and we will get back in touch when we have availability. We appreciate you reaching out. In future, please contact me or the UK press team directly, and we'll be able to help you out. That was what I got back.
In trouble.
Yeah, I mean, the guy himself, he didn't email me back after that. I assumed that meant that Rockstar have put the stop on it basically. But
I just imagine he's in like the Rockstar gulag.
yeah, I felt bad.
rotting away.
I did send him an email just saying, look, I don't
Are you
expect
still alive?
I don't expect a
Are you
reply to
okay?
this, but I am sorry if I got you in trouble. Holy hell, I didn't expect that like it would be that big of a deal. I couldn't, but I just thought, and it wasn't long after this, a couple of weeks after this, that Washington Post article went up, and I thought, you bastards, you've just taken what I wanted to do and you thought, oh, let's go to a real place to talk about this story. And, the article is okay. It gets the story out there of what they did in the racing and the Nürburgring and stuff, but it doesn't get into any of the nuances that we would have talked about on a 2-hour podcast, regardless of, I was happy to have him on and not talk about GTA at all if Rockstar weren't allowing that. Just to talk about their racing and their real life racing aspects. And we would have gone into depth about like how they actually got started, where it all came about. We would have talked, we just would have done what we normally do on a podcast. And he seemed up for that. But no fun allowed by Rockstar again.
You're definitely on a list at Rockstar.
I know, right? I know.
You know how many couple of thousands of dollars out of the billions we've made this guy has cost us. He told these people not to buy these slow cars.
So yeah, I'm pretty set on. I mean, to be fair, like they said, and the vibe I got from that email was basically saying, do not contact our employees. Basically, in future, please contact me or the UK press team. I don't have any information about the UK press team. I emailed him back and said, oh, if you'd give me the UK press team information, I'd be happy to contact them. I didn't get a response.
Nope.
And I have decided to take him up on his word, because once a month, every month, I am sending him an email about the exact same thing. Yeah,
he's Shawshanking it.
Yeah, I'm gonna. He said, in future, please contact me and we'll be able to help you out. So I'm just gonna contact him once a month, every month. I'm sending him an email saying, "Hi, is there availability right now for him to come on the podcast?" I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna keep doing it until I get a response. If they say no, he's never coming on, at least then they'll give me a proper answer, not just, oh, we'll help you out, but really we just don't really want you there. We were scared of what you might ask. I mean, I was willing to go through multiple steps of like, okay, we'll give you a list of the things that we would ask, and we're not going to go divert from that or whatever. Just, it would have been great to have him on. But none of that was. I'm probably not influential enough. They don't like me enough. It's all that, isn't it? So yeah, I thought now is the time to talk about it and tell you guys that we almost interviewed a Rockstar North dev. It was just Rockstar that stopped it.
Right.
That would have been fun.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What would be like your number one question that you would want to ask him, bruv?
If we were talking about like GTA stuff,
sure,
like,
yeah,
because I don't know what he works on or anything, so I don't know whether
I think that heavily depends on what he does.
But I think I've always the thing that I would always say is number one on my list of what to ask. I've always thought this is, how do things work? How does it come together? Like, how do decisions get made such that you have this car goes in this class and handles this way? Like, is it one guy just decides randomly who's working on the car? Or, that's what I'm most curious about, how those thought processes go ahead and how you end up with blister compact in the sports class. I wouldn't ask specifically, why did you put the blister compact in the sports class? I want to know how it happens and what goes into it happening and whether there's oversight and, stuff like that, I think. But I was happy to have him on and not talk about GTA at all. It's just, yeah.
I mean, we do a pretty good job not talking about GTA at all as it is.
I know, right?
We can just continue that in. Could you imagine interview with Rockstar Dev and in the whole hour and a half we don't even talk about GTA at all?
We're like, so did you get the chocolates that we sent you? You gotta.
I actually have realized that they do name him in the article, so that is the person who I was speaking to. So it's actually even the same person who then did the article for Washington Post. I'm sure Rockstar just took my idea on that and was like, oh well, that could be a good little marketing push. We'll contact one of our on one of our journalists who we know from Washington Post and get them to interview you instead and just do a little fluff piece on it or something like that. And it all came a couple of weeks after my idea to have them on the podcast. So when I saw the Washington Post article, I was a little bit put out. I'm not going to lie. So yeah, it is what it is. It's Rockstar. I guess I wasn't really expecting anything when I sent the email anyway. But it was a shame that
it's worse when you actually get close and then it doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's exactly it. If I hadn't got a response, it would have been better than him saying, "Oh yeah, I'd be happy to come on and talk about it," and then I'll just check and then taken away.
Yeah.
Oh well, what can you do?
The Housers have him tied to a chair somewhere in his basement.
It's like that scene from Reservoir Dogs. That's what's happening right now to that poor dev.
Two executives are like, stuck in the middle.
Didn't really expect anything. It still got disappointed. And if that's not the last 10 years of covering GTA and Rockstar.
Yeah, Rockstar games in a nutshell.
Yeah. Never mind. I never say never, I'm going to keep sending those emails, but I'm pretty sure it's never going to happen. But hey, if I can't clickbait the title of a podcast with interviewing a Rockstar dev, I'm at least going to get the chance to clickbait almost interviewing a Rockstar dev.
No. Just a question mark after the first one.
Oh, yeah, interviewing a Rockstar dev question mark.
Question mark.
Oh, that's a bit too much, I think.
Genius.
Too much.
The question mark is there. Okay, you're not misleading anyone.
Hey, I did an essay run the other day that actually finished, and I got 4 hours and 19 minutes, and I put sub 4 speedrun question mark.
Oh, God.
I saw that. I saw that one.
People were mad. It was great.
Oh man. All right. Let's do this chocolate taste test because it's been 3 months in the making. Since I went to New York, I got the chocolate, I gave it to RDT, I gave Nos's chocolate to RDT to send, it never got sent. I subsequently sent more from the UK, hoping it would get there sooner. That still hasn't arrived because Royal Mail is trash. RDT then decided to buy the chocolate to get sent to Nos instead of send the chocolate that I gave him himself.
Probably would have ended up being the same cost, to be honest.
Yeah,
spent
maybe.
like $18 on 2 bars of chocolate.
So, all 5 of us have. Sure. We've got.
I hope to God I sent Nos the right stuff.
Yeah,
You
we
did.
checked in the pre-show. You did, yeah. We've got Dove from the US, and the equivalent Galaxy from the UK.
I also have some Dove in my shower as well. So.
Yeah. And then we've also got Cadbury, also from the US and the UK. And the reason that there's half a bar in mine is because half of it I sent to Nos, but that's somewhere.
You sent opened chocolate to Nos?
No, I wrapped it in foil. I had to open the thing to get some out. So we're going to compare. And we've got I feel like this is fairly unbiased because we've got 2 Americans on here, 3 from the UK, but Nos and Hammer also don't like chocolate. They've said. So
I think this is pretty biased.
Well, it's not that I don't like chocolate in the sense of like I hate chocolate. It's the nastiest thing I've ever tasted. It's like I just have no interest in eating it. Yeah, like it's not a candy that I'll ever choose.
All
Like,
right.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same.
Right,
Like,
right.
I can eat it, but it doesn't blow my tits off.
Okay.
Dude, I
Let's
love chocolate.
let's start with the Dove. Let's go Dove Galaxy. Let's do that.
okay.
I've had one of these already.
Okay, so we're going the little guy.
The little
nugget?
guy. The little.
All right, hold on. I gotta open this up.
This is opening chocolate ASMR.
It smells so bad. Oh,
Smells
no.
bad? What?
Yeah.
Oh, we
Ooh,
gotta share our
it
little,
says on the
motivation
packet.
quote.
Contains bioengineered food ingredients.
Oh man, is this thing gonna give me
You
super
tell me
powers?
after I put that in my mouth?
Did you pop yours already?
Bioengineered food. What?
I don't know what that means.
That's American,
Okay.
baby. That's all you need to know.
So I'm not just shoving it straight in my mouth. I'm actually taking it in. First of all, I would say it smells like an Easter egg to me. Like it's like a different kind of chocolate. Okay, I'm just gonna. I'll review it. Whatever.
All right, one bite. Everyone knows the rules.
Listen, everybody. It says book the flight. You get a little motivational quote in each dove. So book
Oh,
that
I didn't see
flight.
that. I've already screwed up the
Yeah,
file.
so have I.
Damn it. Hang on.
I will say that, like
Every moment matters, including this one. Sorry.
Couldn't be more
obviously not.
appropriate. Congratulations, you now have bioengineered cancer.
What does
Mine
say?
says hands are meant to be held.
Oh, I actually
Right.
I ripped mine across the text as well, so I can't even.
Mine says,
it together.
mine says, your vibe attracts your tribe.
Oh, that's what I've got. That's what I've got. Now I've worked out what it is. Yeah, okay, that's what mine says.
Robbie's looking at it like, there's a V in here?
That it tastes like every chocolate I've ever had.
Oh, yeah?
So
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same, honestly. It's
What
just-
what are you gonna rate it? Say, let's rate it out of 10.
Oh Christ! No! Tier list. Come on.
Yeah,
S,
tier
A,
list, come
B,
on.
C.
All right, okay. I mean,
I'm
So-
already not a huge milk chocolate fan. I'm a dark chocolate kind of guy, so not enjoying it too much. But I'll give it a nice little even 5. You know, it's fine. I'd eat it. Yeah.
that's not a tier.
yeah, I'm gonna go numbers as well.
E.
I can't do tiers for like 4 things. That's not gonna work for me. I need to do out of 10.
Oh my god.
I would
do
also,
tiers.
I would actually also give it a 5. Like I don't dislike that too much. It's fine.
It's pretty-
It's
it's
like
pretty-
it tastes like cheap chocolate to me. Like
Yeah.
It does. That's the thing, though. It catches you out because the initial, as soon as it goes in your mouth, you think cheap advent calendar chocolate,
yeah,
Yes.
and then
yes.
it sort of crumbles a little bit like the texture of an arrow, right?
yeah, it did
A
right.
little
Yeah.
bit like a texture of an arrow, and then goes a little bit creamy, and then you get the sweetness, which is nice. But then after that's gone, you immediately get just like a horrible bitter taste, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
nope, that's me out. Initially, it sort of went in waves. It was like poor quality, and then this is quite nice, and then downhill.
Yeah, I think advent calendar chocolate is what I was trying to describe with the whole Easter egg thing.
No, I got what you said, because like poor quality Easter eggs are like that as well. It's the same, or like those hollow chocolate Santas, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So what are you guys giving it?
It's very mid, like
Mid, yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know, like a 5.
Yeah,
I'd
I'd say 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna say B tier.
You're sticking with the tiers.
I'm sticking with it.
All right, now
B-
let's go
B-
for the Galaxy. So this is the UK equivalent of Dove.
Wait, I
Both-
just put another one in my mouth. Hang on.
Both made by Mars, which the company Mars.
Oh, do we need to do a palate cleanser?
If you want, I mean,
Need to,
I didn't
should
prepare for
probably
this.
just
yeah,
to
I
make
didn't
it
either. I'm
just to make it.
Raw dog and house.
it is markedly different.
Oh, hold on. I've got to get Mavis. Hey, Mavis.
I just need to help
Come
you.
taste this chocolate. I just completely jumped right into it. I forgot about it.
All right.
Hold on.
2 pieces
Come
of galaxy.
taste this. Yeah, we did. We just tasted the dove. So here,
All right,
taste the dove.
I have cleansed my palate.
We can get her to give us a rating of each one as well.
Yeah. We need a rating from 1 to 10.
No, not 1 to 10. No.
Yes,
Oh,
1 to
wait,
10.
Cheers.
1 to 10.
Here. We're all arguing over how you should rate it.
I definitely like this one more. It's
Yeah.
got more of like a caramel taste to it.
So give me your
Smoother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. They do actually do a caramel of this as well,
6
which is
out of
really
10.
nice.
6 out of 10 from Mavis on
Okay.
the dove.
What letter is that?
And what letter is that?
No,
Like a
just
B plus.
Like a
let's
B?
just go with the
A
numbers.
C tier.
C. Okay, right.
All right, so now I'm trying the Galaxy. You need to try
Okay.
the Galaxy.
The thing is, I don't really need to eat this because I
My
eat
little
this
paper
pretty
says
frequently.
decorated
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
rainbow.
Mhm.
I don't want
But anyway.
I think Galaxy might be one of my favorite chocolates.
This is my breakfast right now. I have not had
Yeah, Galaxy. It's amazing how different they are in terms of like mouthfeel. Because like the American one's like really crumbly to begin with, and then it goes creamy. But as soon as the Galaxy goes in your mouth, it creams all over.
That is significantly better. That's like that's like comically better than.
I got to the middle though. I'm getting like a little bit of a plasticky taste. I don't know why.
So what are you giving it? What are we rating it?
I'll go 11. Yeah, I'll go number 7.
I'll go A tier as well on the Galaxy.
He's just gonna agree with me.
I always agree with you.
2 points higher than Dub.
2 points higher than Dove. Okay.
This is S tier for me, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It's close
I
to
would
S tier.
say, I would say Galaxy chocolate is slightly better after it's been in the fridge.
I tend to have
That's
it when
my
it's
opinion.
cold. Yeah. But
Yeah, I like
Also,
Probably
you were
7
saying
for me, I would
earlier
say.
about
7.
Dove
I think I would give it a
chocolate
9.
milk.
I'll give it a 9.
The way I eat this is that you
Nine?
don't crunch it, you just suck it.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I'm
yeah.
nine is
was
crazy.
founded in like 1950 something. Dove chocolate.
what's
was
Mavis
founded
saying?
In 1930 something. And since they're two
Anyway.
separate goods, they're like the same. Great.
She's saying something, but they're having their own conversation.
Yeah, she's
But, like-
lecturing me about how I'm wrong.
Oh, okay.
It's
Always.
a typical thing. So what are we trying now?
Let's go for the British dairy milk.
Okay, so we're
Which
gonna go
one's that, the
British
big
and
one
then
or the little
American.
That is the little one.
No, it's not.
The little
No,
bar.
it's not.
The
Honey.
American one was the one with cocoa.
Okay, then why does this one say for appointment to H.M. Queen Coca in the chocolate manufacturers of Cadbury UK? Why does this?
We've
say
caught
that
it on
then?
camera, a rare moment where the man of the house is correct.
Mansplaining.
Little boy.
Okay.
The little one.
The British one, the one with the Her
Sorry.
Majesty's seal on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A piece of that.
After you
Yeah, I think Galaxy for me
Monster.
is only
Yes.
beaten by like Faza chocolate and Kinder chocolate.
Oh god, I made it worse.
I always kind of
Dairy
forget.
milk has such a particular taste.
It does.
Like it's completely different from the Galaxy.
I always forget that I like how much I like Cadbury chocolate until I have it again.
Mm-hmm.
So much crumbling.
That's quite good.
Mm.
That's quite good. That's all right.
Even me, this isn't as
It's
good as the
kind of
Galaxy,
weird
but I think that's just an
for
opinion,
me.
right? Like,
Yeah, I'm giving it an 8 because I
Have
think
you
it's
ever
almost
eaten
as good as the Galaxy, but not quite as the level of 9.
there's definitely A tier for me, I'd say.
I don't
I
really
like
like
this one more.
Nestle chocolate, by the way, as an aside.
Yeah, I like this more than the Galaxy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you
A little
guys give it?
darker, a little nuttier.
What do you give it? What do you give the Cadbury?
I'm going to go a little bit
It's
higher than
also
the
C
Galaxy
tier, but
because
it's
just
above
those
Dove.
bars, I would say 8 out
Okay.
of 10 probably.
It's got this
I'm gonna
weird
agree. I'm gonna go 8.
taste.
Yeah?
It's
Yeah.
like eating something.
Cadbury doing well.
Smoker.
Okay.
Yeah, so I liked it more than the Galaxy. Mavis does not like it.
Okay. But do you I mean we're kind of just comparing the same types, like the Dove and the Galaxy and then the two Cadburys, but do you prefer the Galaxy and the Cadbury to the original Dove? Does
Yeah,
anyone
the
like
Dove milk chocolate's like dumpster tier now.
Okay.
Now that I've
Now that you've-
now that I've been shown the light of real chocolate.
Well, that's why I went for the Dove first, and that's also kind of why I've gone for this American Cadbury last. So let's go for the American Cadbury now.
What I've noticed as well is you've given us what you purport to be the worst tasting one. You've given us the most quantity of it, so thanks for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I actually
so-
couldn't
so-
get smaller bars.
So this one has like Cadbury branding all
Yeah,
over it.
it is
but then
Cadbury,
If you actually look, if
It's
you look,
Hershey.
it says Hershey Company right
Yeah,
underneath. Right?
yeah.
Like,
Pennsylvania, baby.
So it's not actually Cadbury; it's just Hershey chocolate, I think, but branded
right.
as
Well,
Cadbury.
I've never had this either, so this will be interesting. Oh, it's in like
Oh.
weird squares. They don't. Okay.
Oh god, I'm taking the biggest block
Oh,
of
it's
this
so
entire
bad.
world.
Right. Okay.
I forgot how bad this was.
The fuck was this?
No.
Oh man, I've had this before, and I forgot that it was this bad.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm going to. I've cleansed my palate. I am prepared for this. Right.
It's like
okay.
okay, you know, for British people, it's only going to make sense. You know, flake when you have it in ice cream, and it's like a really crappy, crumbly one that's been like frozen and then melted and then frozen and then melted again in like the ice cream man's van. That's what it tastes like
Yeah.
to me.
I got that initially, but what's the other flavor that creeps in halfway through? What the fuck is that?
Oh yeah, what the fuck is that? Wait, yeah, I've stopped talking and now.
Oh
What
my
the fuck?
god,
Oh,
that is weird.
it's like a chemically taste, kind of.
That's American, baby. That's, you're tasting America. That's the.
Although, right, I would say mouthfeel wise, that's better than the Dove.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
But
it's better than
taste-wise,
the Dove.
taste-wise, fuck off.
I like
by the
actually
way.
want water after that. Like, what the fuck?
Oh.
Your opinion's wrong.
I'm gonna say a controversial opinion.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Oh my god, I got so much chocolate in my mouth. Right? I'm gonna put the Big Bar on par with the Galaxy.
That is controversial.
What?
I'm gonna say the Little Cadbury was the best at like an 8 out of 10.
The little cat. So the American Cadbury is the best. Is that what you're saying?
No. The British Cadbury was the best at 8.
Okay, well my British Cadbury's bigger, so that's why I'm.
I don't know what I did, man. I sent you some stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're saying that
Oh.
the British versions of each of the types was better than the American versions. Like Galaxy was better than Dove, British Cadbury better than American Cadbury, but at least for RDT, the American Cadbury was on the same level as the Galaxy.
I'm gonna say sevens for the American Cadbury and the British Galaxy, a 5 for the Dove, and then an 8 for the other one.
Okay.
Weird. I'd much rather have the Dove than whatever the hell I just
I
ate.
would. So I'm gonna go.
Jesus.
So I went 9 for Galaxy, 8 for Cadbury British. I went 5 for Dove, and I think I'd go 3 for maybe even 2 for the
Damn,
American Cadbury. It's
This is
really
definitely-
horrible.
This is detail. I don't want to eat any more of it. Like,
I know,
No,
right?
Neither do I. One square will do you.
I know.
yeah, I had 2. I regret it. Like, fuck.
What do you?
I
what are
must
you
have
two
gotten a
thinking?
particularly decent American Cadbury because I didn't hate it. It was certainly inferior, and I don't want any more. But I didn't just have this like borderline vomit reaction that everybody else had.
Maybe you two Yanks are used to it. Like,
Yeah, maybe.
I think
It's possible.
I think that's part of it too. Is because like you guys are like, oh my god, it's so bad. Well, it tastes like chocolate. Yeah, it's
that's
like,
not what chocolate tastes like.
Well, I know that now.
Oh yeah. I mean, I guess if
I'm
you
still-
like Hershey is the biggest American chocolate, right? Like you've probably
Yeah.
grown up on Hershey chocolate and just gotten used to the taste of it, I suppose. And this
Yeah.
is just rebranded Hershey in a way.
Yeah. So I would say my favorite was probably the UK Cadbury with I'd say that's like an 8.5, and then we'll go 8 for the Galaxy, 7 or 6.5 for the American Cadbury, and then like dumpster tier for the Dove. It's just like, so. What do you think of all of them?
My favorite is the Galaxy. That one's definitely the best in my opinion. I
Very
saw
good.
somebody ask if the American Cadbury tastes like sick. Yes, yes it does. It was the worst one.
Okay.
Like below Dove. I'd rather eat the whole bag of Dove and take another bite of it.
Yeah, I'm actually of the same opinion. I've got an aftertaste of cheese. What's going
Yeah,
on?
It's I have aftertaste.
come
like-
from?
It's honestly like I've been eating cheese.
Now that you mention that, That kind of got a little blue cheese situation.
Yeah, it tastes something like sick or chemical or cheese or something after it. It's atrocious. What the hell?
Yeah.
You know,
I'm not gonna docket points for that though.
I think you're just
Cadbury in
being
the UK,
anti-American. I think
when Kraft, the American company Kraft, bought Cadbury, they did a partnership with Philadelphia cream cheese, and you could have
Would you take all this
Cadbury
stuff?
and cream cheese Philadelphia.
Oh
It
God.
was-
Thank you.
It was bad.
Oh
You can
goodness
have the
me.
rest of it.
I mean, no, I looked it up because
That's fine.
I was curious about the difference, and I've heard lots of different things about it. But the thing that first came up when it came the difference between American and British chocolate is that I think Britain and generally the EU, it has to contain a minimum of 20% cocoa, whereas American chocolate only needs to contain 10% or something like that. And then there's also differences with using like real sugar or sugar substitutes or something like that. But ultimately, it comes in the idea that American chocolate really isn't that good. I guess
However,
I guess we
agree.
proved it by this.
We've done this test. However, if we were going to rank chocolate, then you'd have American being last, British being second, and then European chocolate being top tier.
Oh yeah.
Top tier.
This is just because this is what I had access to.
This is just what we had access to. So before anybody goes off in the comments about Belgian chocolates are the best, rah da 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 da. We know this is just
This is just what we had. This is where we're from. Yeah.
This is us just putting the Americans in their place where they deserve to be, all right?
Yeah, but they've got all the freedom though. They don't need the chocolate.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's like
I'm
when
sure
people
there's.
say-
Go ahead.
What are you saying, House? Okay, I was gonna say it's like when people compare beers or something. You go after the most popular one. Obviously, Budweiser's not a good beer. There's plenty of great American beer, but people are still gonna say like, "Oh, American beer's trash. It's swill." You go after the biggest fish in the sea.
Yeah, I'm sure that there's some kind of American artisan, like designer chocolate we could get that would just be fantastic.
There's always
you know?
one brand that people bring
there
up.
probably is.
The every time I have this conversation and I'm like, yeah, American chocolate's bad. People always bring up this one specific brand. I don't know what it is now, and I'm like, yeah, tried that. That was shit too. Like it might be the best of what you have, but it's not.
Sticking to
It
your
doesn't
guns.
It doesn't compare to like proper chocolate. But
again, I'm not a milk chocolate fan anyway.
No.
Like I like Dove dark chocolate pieces, but I just kind of prefer bitter things in general.
I should have brought over some proper dark chocolate for you. See if you like
You
that.
should have got like a box of Lindt or Lindor or whatever.
Yeah.
No. I've found the best chocolate that I've ever had in the UK, and it's by a company called Hotel Chocolat, and holy fuck, I've never had chocolate like it. Like part of the reason that I don't like chocolate is because I usually get a really nasty aftertaste after having chocolate, and it stays around forever, and I don't like it. This chocolate is just like clean. It is so good. It's like
A glass of Pinot Noir.
amazing.
Something with bitter chocolate.
Ghirardelli, that's
it's
it.
really
That's the
impressive.
one that people always bring up. Oh yeah, you should try Ghirardelli, not Hershey or whatever. It's like, yeah, I
Is
have.
Ghirardelli even American?
I supposedly.
I imagine.
All right. Well, we've done that now. It's been 3 months since me and RDT met and didn't get a photo together because that's just what we would do. And we've had to do the chocolate taste test. What's
Successful.
what's going on, Nos, in your life? You've got three things
yeah,
on the document. That's a lot of things.
Yeah, I just threw 3 things in the document. The first thing is here. I'll put photos in the.
Oh, one thing I wanted to point out also is that like the reason that I did this chocolate taste test with the same brands is because sometimes you can't even trust that, you know, if you have the same brand in the US that it might be produced differently. Like we had Cadbury was the same, but it completely different flavor. What are these?
There are photos. There are
Oh,
photos
my.
that you can show.
They are photos.
So, if you remember from my previous life updates, Mavis wrecked her car at the beginning of December, and now she has a new vehicle that Bruff will show you whenever he
There we
figures it out. There you go. It's and there's the other photo shows it a little bit better, I would say. That was just kind of a comparison photo. Yeah, so it's a 1999. This is a 1999 Ford Ranger. It's a 3-liter V6 automatic. It's a 4-wheel drive truck, and it's a flare side too. So it's got a bit of a lift from the factory because it's a 4x4. It's a good truck. I've really enjoyed it so far. She's really enjoyed it. We got it from my mechanic, actually. His mother had it. So it has 314,000 miles on it.
Jesus.
I thought you were gonna say horsepower. I was like, holy crap!
No, the
Tell you what,
horsepower
it looks-
rating.
It looks in good condition for that many miles.
It's
Yeah.
a sharp little truck. So the story on the truck, every vehicle has a story. So the guy who owned it, okay, so my mechanic's dad bought it about 5 years ago, and he bought it from someone who was using it basically just to drive to California and back, like to see family or whatever. That was mainly. I don't know what he was doing, but it was all interstate miles, just driving back and forth.
That's why it's got 314,000, I guess.
That's right. So my mechanic's dad buys it. He has it. At the time, he has like 7 of them. My mechanic's whole family, they love these Ford Rangers. They love them. I mean, I guess I get it, but I don't get the affection for the Ford Ranger. I think it mostly comes down to like that 3-liter V6 is like indestructible and easy to work on for the most part. From what they were telling me. Yeah. So my mechanic's dad owns it. And then his nephew, who I used to work with, buys it from him, and just blows the thing up, blows the head gasket up. Doesn't take care of it. So they take it back. Like my coworker's dad takes it from him, gives it back to my mechanic. They replace the whole top end of the engine, and then once they do that, the transmission starts pouring fluid for some reason. So they get the whole transmission rebuilt. So the engine has a brand new top end of the engine and a brand new rebuilt transmission, right? And then my mechanic, he basically gives it to his mother for the price of like all the work he did. And then she lets it sit in her yard for a year, and then I bought it. So yeah.
That's how you get a reliable Ford. You blow up the engine and rebuild it, basically.
Yeah.
No,
Damn.
Rangers suck to work on. Well, I mean, maybe they just have my mechanics have so much experience on them that it's quicker for them. I don't know.
Okay, this might be my just warped British perspective,
Yeah.
but women drive these? This is huge. What?
This is not huge. This is
tiny.
This is a tiny truck.
Massive.
Look at it compared to the Miata. See, that's
It's
a tiny.
huge, that's what I'm saying.
That's a tiny truck. That's the tiny. This is the only smaller, lighter duty truck you can get is a Chevy S10.
What? But like, okay, she's crashed multiple vehicles, so you get her a big, massive, from my perspective, truck. I don't understand. Like, what?
Well, it's a 4x4,
right? That's the logic, right? Like,
well, yeah. Also, it's a
windshield
4x4,
and
so
the
she can't get stuck in ditches or anything.
what the? Okay, yeah, America, like women are driving pickup trucks.
Women drive. Common vehicle for women to drive is like a Chevy Tahoe.
Like I don't mean that in a sexist way, by the way. I just mean like a going to the shops kind of way. Like
women do be shopping. You're right. Women do be
that's not what I'm saying. No, I'm digging it
This is
worse.
digging the hole even deeper.
I don't mean like that.
Hey,
Women can't drive big trucks. They need small cars to go shopping every day.
I mean like normies. Like that's so
Think
weird.
about how many shoes you could fit in the bed there.
I'm just taken aback by how huge this is. Like,
It's
oh my
not.
God.
It's not large at all. It's so tiny.
But
It's small.
What? It's lifted like you'd have to like lift your leg like this to get in. That's a huge vehicle.
What the Ford F-150s look like nowadays. They're huge.
Oh yeah, dude. But what's good about this thing for her is one, despite your beliefs, it is quite small, and two, it has like excellent visibility. Like in her little Mazda that she had, it was pretty hard to see out the back of. So she backed into a ditch. But this is like impossible. You just turn your head around; it's just a flat plane of glass.
Yeah.
So like it has excellent. Show the other truck. Oh, here, here. Yeah, I'll show you my old truck, Josh. I don't know if
you have a dually.
Yeah, I had a yeah.
I have to say that like I can see where both Josh and Nos are coming from with the fact that over here you don't really see those trucks very often. There's a guy who lives next to me who has a massive truck. It's much bigger than that, but it's not common. So that is quite you don't see big trucks really or trucks at all. So for someone in the UK, that is a fairly big vehicle, but also having driven in the US plenty, I am also aware that is a pretty small truck in comparison to the other stuff and comparison to the roads and everything.
I'm looking at this. And it's like if I wanted to drive this down my street, all of my neighbors would have to move their parked cars to make room. Like it wouldn't fit, right? Like,
yeah.
And it's like the wheels are huge, like, and it's like I could fit my head between the wheel and the top of the arch of the car. Right?
You'd have to squeeze it in there, but yeah.
Well, it's even if it's a possibility, it's huge. Right? That's what you mean. It's like a monster truck from my perspective.
Reminds me when I got my motorcycle and you were like, look at the size of the brakes. I'm like, yeah, I think 600 pounds. You gotta stop.
Well, that's good. It's good that you've got a new vehicle, and
yes,
and she's back on the road again. And the cycle begins again. New.
Hold on. I'm
struggling. What are you doing, Nos?
I'm trying to find a photo of my other truck for comparison.
Can't you just go outside and take a picture and come back in?
No, I don't have it. I don't have this truck anymore.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just Google the same truck.
If you're standing next to a car and the car is taller than you, this is a big car. I think that's a reasonable way to look at it. If the vehicle is taller than you.
I think you would be as tall as the roof line on this truck, Josh, because you're pretty tall.
Really? Like, is it like 2 meters? I guess you don't know what that is. Is it 6'4"?
It's probably shorter than that.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess the comparison picture is like an MX-5, right? Like,
it's a pretty small car. Yeah.
Yeah, anything's gonna look huge. That was my old truck there that I had that I love and miss every day.
Is that bigger?
Yes, that's significantly bigger.
Then I think I'm being debated by these pictures then, because in that picture it looks smaller or like similar. But yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
He's got 4 back tires.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Julie's. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
it's all perspective, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway. So Ford Ranger. We got a Ford Ranger. It's great. So I've really enjoyed it. So yeah. Next thing on my agenda is, what did I put here? I'm planning a trip this year. It's gonna be I'm planning a trip to the beach this year.
Which beach?
Down in Gulf Shores.
I have no idea what that is. Is that in Alabama?
Yeah, it's Alabama near Pensacola, Florida.
Okay.
It's right on the state line. So what I'm gonna do is my uncle lives in a town down there called Foley, and it's the town right outside the beach town, right? So my plan is I'm gonna take the little red Miata. I'm gonna drive down there, and I'm gonna stay a month with him and work at the Domino's down there, and just have like a big summer kind of trip and go down there and work. That's my plan. So
beach life.
Cool. Yeah. So and I've got some friends down there that I know that used to work with me, they live down there, and they've got a job at like the main bar down there. Like they work at the biggest bar that is in the area.
Like the
So
tourist trap bar, wherever.
yeah, it literally is.
$1
So
million cowboy bar or something like that.
yeah. So anyway, that's my plan. I'm gonna drive down there, and I'm gonna deliver little pizzas down at the little beach town, and stay down there for probably about a month, and see how it goes. Have a good time.
Cool.
So,
Another weird thing from my perspective, where I have lived next to a beach my entire life.
yeah, and I have to drive 6 hours to get to work.
Yeah.
I also grew up on in a beach town. You get kind of spoiled by it. Like it's not special to me to see a beach anymore.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really special to me either, because I don't really like the beach. But I'm going down there. It'll be a new town that's somewhere cool. I'll have some friends down there, and I got to thinking about it. I'll be moving. I'll be moving in November. And did I tell y'all last month that I'm probably gonna get a mobile home? Did I tell y'all that?
We didn't hear about that.
Oh, okay. Well, four updates then. So. So where I used to live with my mother, there's 3 lots there. There's my mother's house, there's like an empty lot, and my grandmother's house. My grandmother's lot and the empty one are owned by a friend of my grandmother, and we went and talked to her, and she agreed to let me put a trailer on that land that's in the middle. So so I'm gonna get a mobile home and put it on that land. So that's my plan so far. So I need to, make sure I've got enough money when it comes to, because I'm gonna have to order the mobile home in September, and then they build it and deliver it, and I need to be out of here by November, like November 1st. So
okay, that's when your lease is up.
Yeah. So, and the price range I'm gonna be looking at is probably 50 to 60,000 if I had to guess. So
Not bad. Dude, I'm jealous. I wish I could just move to Alabama. Live in
no, you don't. No, you don't.
Kind of do. I'm not gonna lie. This whole New York lifestyle, I don't like it. Just want to ride dirt bikes.
And no, I'm not on speaking terms with my mother, but she never goes outside, so it'll be fine.
Yeah, I thought it was a funny place to go, to go live next to your mother after that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's mainly to live next to my grandmother, because I go see her a lot, and it's difficult, like having to drive 30 minutes out of my way to go there, 30 minutes to come back. It's just not convenient at all. Everyone who's my friend or family who helps me is like nowhere around me now, and it's been like this for 2 years. I've just I've disliked living so far from, like all the stuff we do. So
it's crazy how big the United States is, man. Like you were saying that you're 6 hours from the beach.
Yeah,
that's insane. Like anywhere on the Upper East Coast and like the New York City metropolitan area, you're no more than 90 minutes from a beach, if that.
Yeah,
I mean that's it is crazy how big it is, because like the UK. I grew up on a beach town as well, but like I'm the same as you guys. It's nothing like special, but you couldn't drive anywhere in the UK to be 6 hours away from the shore.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't think you can be 6 hours away from a beach.
It's impossible.
Yeah, how long does it take to drive across Texas alone? Like 12 hours?
Yeah, I think so.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's that's my future life plan is, and before I do this beach trip, I've got to have like certain things in order. Like I helped Mavis buy the truck, so my savings account is a little bit lower now. Like I've only got 8,000 in it as opposed to 10,000, and I want to put 10,000 down on the mobile home. So I've got to do a little bit of work to the Miata, get some things done. I've got to get a couple grand back into the savings account, and so I've got quite a bit of work to do regarding that before I go on the beach trip, but I should be able to do it, and it should be good, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, and I figure I get down there and I don't like it, I just turn around and come home whenever I want.
That's true. Yeah. You're not taking Mavis along?
Mavis and my grandmother will be we'll all leave like on a Friday. and stay the weekend down there with my uncle, and then my grandmother and Mavis will come back home,
Oh, okay.
and then I'll stay down there
And do some work.
That's the plan.
Cool.
So,
Fun summer ahead.
yeah, hopefully so. Hopefully so.
And you're attempting to cook as well?
Yes, I put this in here. So I'm attempting and mostly failing at cooking, but I'm just gonna keep going. Let's see, what all have I cooked so far? Let's see. I've made taco salad a couple times. That's pretty easy, and it was quite tasty and scrumptious. I made some steaks, and I accidentally seared the hell out of the outsides, unfortunately. But they cooked properly and they tasted good. I let them marinate all day.
Sounds
and
like you're doing it right.
Yeah, and they did taste good. It's just I think I didn't let it come up to room temperature before I cooked it because I was doing a little bit of reading. Apparently, if you if they're still cold, whenever you put them on, you'll cook the outsides too much.
Yeah.
So I underdid some pork chops and had to throw them away after putting them in a in a skillet. And what else have I cooked?
I think the measure of a good dish is if you would serve it to someone else. Because I can make something for myself that's just, I don't know, pasta and some tomatoes or whatever. I'll be like, this is the best meal I've ever had. I wouldn't serve it to
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I mean, I guess I have served, taco salad to people, and that's okay. But it's really not hard to do hamburger meat like in a little skillet. So,
I mean, you're all growing up. This is what life's about, isn't it? Cooking stuff and learning to cook.
Yeah, but I've just I've been eating so much fast food lately, and it's just been making me feel so bad.
It does do that when you do it regularly.
It's because I'll not eat all day, and then I'll go into work, and then halfway through my shift, I'm starving. Let's swing through this place, swing through a drive-through, and then I feel worse. I feel terrible for the rest of the night, and it's terrible. So anyway, that's all from me. Maybe there'll be more next month. Who knows? But
get a rice cooker.
Yeah, that's a good investment.
Rice cooker is the best thing I ever bought for the kitchen.
And a crock pot. Just get a crock pot, throw a bunch of crap in there, and let it sit for a day.
I use my rice cooker for that. It's got a slow cook setting, and I make a stew on a morning, and then it's done by the night, and it's just so good. Excellent purchase. That kind of stuff is good.
So, I guess in closing, if anyone that is watching this or will watch this on YouTube lives anywhere near the beach area of Gulf Shores, I will probably be down there for the entirety of July. So hit me up. I'll meet you. So, because you can
meet the famous sugar-free Nos.
Yeah. Yes, please come be my friend.
Order a bunch of Dominoes. It'll be like that scene from Talladega Nights where Ricky's dad is trying to get him to deliver the pizza. He's like, you already got 5 pizzas right there.
Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah.
Good job. Good stuff, Nos. I mean, are you gonna still be able to do the podcast when you're down there?
Maybe it might be shoddy quality on my phone, but
okay.
When you were hiking and you ran into that deer.
Oh yeah,
I remember that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, good episode.
What the hell is that?
I mean, speaking of moving, segue. Josh.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, fine, I'll go. Yeah, I'm moving as well. Again.
Again. Yeah, you're never not moving. It seems.
No, well, I hope it ends after this. Yeah, so I came back from Ireland, obviously. So I lived in a flat. Then I moved to my parents' place. Then I moved to Ireland. Now I moved back to my parents' place. Now I'm moving to Bournemouth, which is where Faye lives, and me and her are gonna move in together.
Yeah, I was wondering when that was gonna happen.
Yeah. Faye was very against it for a while because she's like, oh, I want to be by myself, and then I went to ESA and then she was just like, and lots of people went to ESA and she didn't, and she was just like, I'm lonely now, move in with me. And I was like, hooray.
Okay.
But also, oh no.
My dastardly plan worked.
Yeah, sure. What she's missing.
Yeah. So we're doing that, but it's, oh my god, the housing market.
I see Bournemouth's
terrible.
not too far away from Portsmouth. It's all
No.
down there, isn't it?
Yeah. It's technically a different state. This is Hampshire, and that's in Dorset. But it's like right on the border. It's like whatever. And yeah, it's just it's 2 cities to the left. Like that's not. It's like an hour drive from here. It's whatever. But yeah. So yeah, the housing market is. I'm just gonna have a little rant about it. It's atrocious,
Please.
and I hate it.
Yep. Why do you think I'm getting a mobile home?
Yeah. So owning a property is completely out of the question. Like I'm not even gonna bother like even talking about that. Like
I'm so
no.
glad we bought this house when we did. I swear to God, like,
Yeah.
it was the greatest decision of all time.
How much is your mortgage a month?
Just over £600.
Crazy.
What?
Insane. 600
Well,
a
That's,
month. Oh my
that's
god.
excellent, because I'm also looking at the moment, and I can't get anything below 900 a month. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
The house over the road from us is slightly smaller than this one. I think it might be 3-bedroom rather than 4 or something. But the owner's renting that out, and we saw it. I don't know whether I said it on the podcast at the time, but we saw it going up for £1,000 a month rent. And I was like, that
Yep.
is insane price considering, what
I
we
think
pay.
we need to do all kinds of redacted things to landowners and land. That's what I
Yeah.
think. I think if you own a single family home for the purpose of renting it, you don't need to be here. We just need to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, 600 a month for an entire house is ridiculous. Like so.
And
So,
we're also up. I'm up north as well. To be fair, it's cheaper than it
It's
is
a
for
little
you.
cheaper.
But if Hammer's also having issues in Scotland, then I guess it's just everywhere.
It's
Dude,
everywhere. Yeah.
Renting sucks, dude. My rent. I have a studio apartment, not in the city, in a somewhat reasonable place. I just Googled it. I'm gonna be paying probably about, because my rent just went up, like 1144 GBP.
Jesus.
Oh, so what is that, $1,400 a month US?
Yep.
Jesus,
That's insanity.
Wondersniff in the chat saying I rent an apartment for £1,000 per month. Like that is, as soon as you get to
Yeah.
that like £1,000 or $1,000 a month, that is starting to get some serious money on rent as well. It's not even going into like the house value that you're going to get back
Yeah.
for a mortgage.
Dude,
That's
I'm doing
just
well too. Like I know people that are paying
Yeah.
$3,000 a month for their places. It's insane.
Yeah. So for me, it's also been a problem just finding any places to actually move, because it's like houses come up on like the housing search engine things, and then if you don't respond within like an hour of it going up, it's already fully booked and gone. Like
right.
every estate agency is doing like 1 day of viewings, and they just mash a bunch of people in, whoever can go on that day, and then one of them, probably the first person who turns up, gets it, and then that's it, it's gone.
Just because
it's just
people
like-
there's more demand than supply.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there no
there's
bidding more?
nothing.
Like where people are offering more
No.
money? Okay.
I don't think so. But like maybe privately, but
If only there were these. So there's like these buildings or developments that instead of housing one family, could house multiple families in the same location, but in separate, equal living spaces. Like maybe housing is for multifamily. Maybe if there was something like that, I think that would be pretty useful. But unfortunately, you can only have one family per house, or one per property. So it's it's a shame.
Top is a Yimby. 100%.
But yeah,
Dude.
so my adventures with housing, so like where Faye works like full time, and I'm the self-employed man. It's just like we've been rapid fire applying to so many places. You just like, the second we see anything even vaguely correct, you just send an email instantly the second it comes up, and I would say like half the time I'll get a response, and then the response will be, oh, we're doing the response will be, oh, we're fully booked with this viewing, but we had a cancellation at 2:30 tomorrow. Can you come? Right? And that's like, it's a yes or a no. There's no like, my mum was confused why I was like traveling all the way to Bournemouth for a single viewing and then traveling all the way back. And it's just like, oh, why don't you just book them like to Easter? And I can't pick. Right? Like, it's like,
yeah, that's
it's
crazy how it's
insane.
changed in just the last. I mean, we bought this in 2019, I think, and we rented it for a year first because the owner couldn't sell it. You know, and people he couldn't get rid of it so he decided to rent it, and I think that was his plan to like get someone renting it, and then maybe they'll buy it, and that was what ended up happening. We took that opportunity, but there was no like, okay, it's on the market and other people want to buy it from instead or something like that. There was no demand. It was just, yeah, we'll buy it, and we ended up like talking him to the minimum price he would go because he wasn't going to get rid of it anyway, and we were ready to move out and go live somewhere else if we needed to. It's in 4 years, it's completely different.
Yeah, I mean, it may also be because of the area. Like, I live on the south coast, right? But
yeah, I
which
suppose
is like pretty bad for this. But yeah, it's like insane, and it's like, and like even booking a viewing, it's like I have to fill in like a big form. It's like, okay, what's your income? Like, what do you do for a job? And God forbid if in the job drop down section they do not have a self-employed option.
Oh god, yeah.
Because then I have to fill in the other, and like then it's insta reject every time. Every time anyone hasn't had a self-employed option, I've never got a response.
Wow.
So it's like it's like more like applying for a flipping job.
Yeah.
And like I'm doing all this stuff, and then like like half the time I'd get a viewing, and then it would be a day at a time, and I just had to go like whatever.
I remember
like,
seeing you tweet about it that you ended up viewing like 5 houses in one day or something. Just random. Like you started out with 1 or 2, and then more popped up all the time.
Yeah. It's like I managed to get lucky with a couple on the same day. But yeah, as I was driving there, I got phone calls about other ones that were available that day. And it's just like, well, I'm in Bournemouth, but yeah, I did a marathon day of looking at 4 places. That was pretty horrible. But yeah, and there was one place we found that was really, really nice. It was this lovely bungalow with like a really nice garden. There was like a river that ran along behind it, and it had like a garage and all this stuff. It was £1,350 a month
for a bungalow. How many bedrooms?
For a bungalow, 2-bedroom, but it was like not big. But it had a garden and a garage. That's like crazy.
So that's double the price of what I'm paying for half as many bedrooms.
Yeah. But it was like
Caddy Warbucks,
and I didn't even own it. Right, I don't even get to own it at the end.
That's just rent. That's just throwing the money to someone else.
Yeah, I just take £1,000. I take £1.25 and just set it alight every month. That's it. But yeah, but that one we didn't even get. Like, we were toiling over like the rent and like, oh, this is a bit too much and we won't have any money, but it's a really nice place. And they actually responded to me, and I went and saw it and stuff like that. But we didn't even get it in the end.
Ugh.
And then and we were looking at all these other places, but it's like the margin for the rent price is insane. So that place was like 1,350, and that was like the nicest thing we're ever gonna get, because it was actually really nice. But for like 1.1 grand, you can get like a 1-bedroom flat. And it's like this range is like the lowest you could go is like £1,000 a month for like a studio apartment.
Yeah,
in Bournemouth.
There's
and then
no
like
variation.
There's like no, yeah, it's just
everything
like
is just expensive.
We might as well have just paid that much for like a really nice place.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, in the end, after all of this like driving back and forth and like viewing all these places, oh my god! Actually, there was one time I drove all the way to Bournemouth for a single viewing that day. I got there, I walked in. The first thing the lady says was, "Oh, I've already had an offer today, so you know, unless they cancel, you're not going to get it. But you could look around the place." And I was just like, "Fucking,
why?
Called me, right?"
Jesus.
It's like they know I'm not in that same city.
Ugh.
Anyway,
yes, it's just I just
Yeah,
I don't know. It's, how are you expected to succeed or to
yeah.
not be destitute for the rest of your life? Like with this, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And the secret is you're not. You know.
yeah. But anyway, I've actually found a place, but it's like the situation we're in now is this really terrible limbo where we had to pay a holding deposit so that they wouldn't keep
Oh, here
showing
it
it to other
comes.
people,
Here
right?
it comes.
Which was like £400 holding deposit to be like, hey, please have this money so you don't show it to anyone else and stop listing on the market. Then we had to send in, like, we had to go through this like website, like it was like some renting referencing website. I can't remember the name of it, and I probably shouldn't say
property management companies should be abolished. They should be seized by the government and abolished.
It was like a third party company that's dedicated to getting references and making sure you're not lying about anything. So we had to prove our income. We had to give them bank statements. I had to get a professional reference from someone like a pharmacist or whatever to say that, like, you know, I'm not a scumbag or anything. And I was self-employed, so I had to give them all my tax information and prove my income and all this other stuff. And Faye had to get her boss to write her a reference, and like the landlord went through all this stuff, all this automatic stuff, and now that company keeps ringing us trying to sell us broadband and stuff for the house that we haven't even got yet, because they have all our details, so they just sold all our details.
Oh, sweet.
We went through all that, and we're still in the situation where, like, we're moving in relatively soon. Faye needs to hand in her notice. I need to buy internet right now because it's going to need to get installed and stuff. And we're like moving in like on the 5th of April. So it's like, it takes that long to sort out the internet. But they still won't tell us for certain if we have the property or not.
Oh my God.
Like, they keep like, it's like every time we've asked them. There was one time they sent us an email after the referencing, and it was like, I can't remember what it was, like all wiggle words, like vague stuff. And then I was just like, oh, okay, I sent that to Faye. She was like, I need to know because I need to give my landlord a reference. So then she emailed them back to be like, hey, is this absolutely certain? Because I'm going to hand in a reference and I'm going to lose this place I have otherwise. And they just sent like the same sort of like, yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah, you'll probably move in, you know, stuff like this. So it's like, so we've committed to this place. I've paid for like a year of internet, right? like not up front, but like I've agreed to pay for a year of internet minimum contract. She's handed a notice in, and the day she handed her notice in for her 1-bedroom house share, the landlord already has people viewing it now. Like the day after, like she had like there were like 3 viewings of the place, and they've already got people lined up for it.
Oh God.
And I just pray that nothing bad happens, because like I the estate agent guy is very nice, but they all are, and it's just like I just want like some contract or something that says yes, you're fine, like buy everything, do all the things. But yeah, that's the current situation. And yeah, it's a relatively nice place. It's like fine, but it is like $1.25 grand a month, which is like ridiculous.
Yeah, that is crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't envy any of you in this situation right now. I mean, I went through this a few years ago trying to find a place to rent when Xerxes was still in Sweden, and it was all about whoever was going to find a place first, and it was pretty much going to be impossible for her to find something in the big city that she was in. So I ended up finding something in Hartlepool, but yeah, being self-employed and, you know, showing your income, and then it's a headache. And then renting this place, you've got to do all the same thing. And then, yeah, I'm very happy now that I don't have this headache anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
You're making me feel better about like my previous decisions. Like, okay, this is good.
Buying a property is definitely the right move.
Yeah.
What you should do, Bruffy, is you should rent it out and make quadruple your like mortgage repayment or whatever.
Yeah. Rent it out for $1.50 or something. If the house over the road can get $1,000, we can get $1.50. It's like, oh, we'll pocket $900 a month.
Yeah.
That's why people are like, why would anyone ever sell a house now if you're going to be able to do that? It makes no sense.
Yeah. No one sells.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, you see all these like housing constructions and stuff happen, but they all just get sold to landlords.
Well, see, and that's the thing
yeah.
is you can like. There's not even like I don't have a problem, you know, if Mama and Papa are 65 and they got their second house and that's their investment and then they rent it out to somebody, like that's not who I have a problem
Yeah.
with. But the thing is, even Mama and Papa can call property management companies and tell them, "Here's this house, manage it for me," and then they'll give the owners a certain percentage of the rent. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like property management companies are managing properties that aren't even theirs for portions of the rent. It's just like it's ridiculous. It's unacceptable. The renting and housing market situation is unacceptable, and it's not sustainable.
No.
And I hope it collapses.
Something's
I hope
gonna
it
go
collapses.
somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll find out on the next podcast if you're in another new location or not.
If I'm still in this room,
Yes.
things are bad. Very bad.
Yeah. Oh man. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
RDT, you got some life stuff.
Yeah, just good stuff, pretty much. I don't have any really horror stories.
Apart from the fact that you said you're getting sick of living in New York, I guess, but
yeah, well, that
that's just standard for living in
who
New
likes
York, isn't
working
it?
for a living? You know?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, so pretty much since I've been gone, I've just been doing sick stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Doing the podcast. Yeah, I saw someone mention Canada. I think we got some Canadian viewers here. So I think you guys know that every year I take like a snowboard trip, go out west with a big group of guys and pick a mountain like the year before and then book it all. So last 2 years we've done Jackson Hole, Wyoming, which up until this point was the coolest mountain that I've ever been to. Like the best conditions, coolest terrain, everything. Like the nightlife was okay. Nothing to write home about, but it was really more about the snowboarding. So this year we went to Whistler in British Columbia, which is 2 hours north of Vancouver on the far west coast of Canada.
Is Whistler,
And we were really,
is that where they held the Olympics one time?
they did. They
Okay.
held the Olympics in Whistler. And they still have the Olympic Village there, and the rings are still up, the Olympic
cool.
rings. So it's Whistler, Blackcomb. It's 2 gigantic mountains, and we were super pumped about it. And it was also kind of like a bachelor party thing because my one buddy's getting married, and I'm one of his groomsmen. You know, no need to brag. I've got a lot of cool friends. But so this trip like blew every other trip out of the friggin' water. This is, if you're into snow sports, I don't know anybody in here that skis or snowboards, but Whistler, Blackcomb should be at the top of your list. It snowed every day. They lie on the website how much snow they get. It was like dumping one morning. We had at least 6 inches of snow. We checked the website. They're like, 3 centimeters. I don't know. No one's really paying attention. The conditions were sick. The mountains, there's 2 giant mountains. They're sick. And then there's a thing called après ski, which is you go and drink at the bars after you're done on the mountain. Everyone's still in their ski gear. They're just drinking beers, doing shots. It's a grand old time. And the spots there, the food is immaculate. The drinks were great. A lot of beautiful women, if you're into that, you know? And it was just like insane. One night we went to this place, and I'm just going to say the name of it, and you tell me what comes to mind when I say. It's this bar called Buffalo Bill's. What do you think when you hear Buffalo Bill's?
Like barbecue food.
Yeah, just like a cowboy bar or something like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we're waiting in line, seeing outside. We're like, all right, Buffalo Bills, yeah, whatever. We get inside, go downstairs, and it's like a nightclub, like a New York City nightclub. People doing bottle service. There's a cage where people are dancing. Just people listening to techno, bumping and grinding. I'm like, this is insane. What is happening right now? And I mean, I just had that was the best trip of my life. We're going back next year again. One funny thing that happened, and I want to see where your guys' opinion on this is, because my friend's a dummy. He likes to fly standby. His dad used to work for Delta. And so he gets flights for cheap, or not at all. He just has to pay for bags. but he was trying to fly standby internationally. So he's at the airport in Newark, New Jersey at 2 a.m., gets on a 4 a.m. flight to Minneapolis to then connect to Vancouver. Can't get from Minneapolis to Vancouver. He can't get a seat. So he flies to Seattle, which is 2 hours south of Vancouver. You know, not crazy. Cannot get a flight. The three of us that were getting there first are in Vancouver. We're like, what's going on here, bud? You coming? He's like, I got 2 more shots at this. You know, then I don't know what I'm gonna do. Can't get a flight. So this kid decides, instead of staying the night in Seattle or renting a car, whatever, flies back to New Jersey, all the way across the country.
What?
Just a cross-country flight. He's like, I'll try again in 2 days. Like, why? Why are you trying to do that? So he lands back in New Jersey on Wednesday, comes back Thursday night, another cross-country flight. He seems to be fine, but I'm like, why are you doing this?
What?
Would you guys do that? Would you fly back to your original stuff?
How long is that flight?
I don't even understand the process of flying standby. Like I couldn't handle that. No way. Like I just couldn't do that. I couldn't be at an airport ready to go for a flight, but not knowing when that flight is going to be or not be.
Especially an international, you know, connecting flight.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. He just didn't want to spend the extra money. I think next year we're going to make him buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Because we're not dealing with that again. But yeah, that was insane.
I mean, the thing is, if he was at Seattle or whatever, then you probably at that point you're going to buy a car, rent a car, and just take that up. Surely, like you're not going to fly all the way back across the country to then fly all the way back again. Like, oh,
he was just done. I don't know. He was toast. He was like, whatever. I just want to sleep in my own bed in 8 hours.
That is sucks.
Like,
I mean, traveling. I hate traveling. I mean, it's exciting to go somewhere, but like the actual going somewhere is the difficult, like the annoying bit. I wouldn't want to do it for any longer than I had to.
Yeah, it was his birthday too. His birthday.
God,
flying across the country.
So flying standby, is that the thing where like you only take a seat if it gets cancelled or something?
Yeah, if someone doesn't show up, you get their seat.
Right.
Is it?
That sounds like the sort of thing I would like to do, but yeah, not international. Like,
yeah.
Is it like how much cheaper is it to do that?
I don't think his dad still has connections with Delta, so
okay.
I don't think he pays for the actual ticket.
Right.
He just pays for bags.
Right. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I couldn't do that. Absolutely not.
Just bite the bullet, spend the money.
Yeah.
I actually, I didn't mind the flight to New York because it did, like, in comparison to the flight to California, it's like another 5 hours of once you don't realize how big the US is. And it's like that the difference between an 8-hour flight and a 13-hour flight is significant. Like, it just doesn't sound like much, but 8 hours you can deal. 13 is starting to get really annoying.
After like 3 hours, I start to get a little fidgety, get ready. But yeah, I think from Vancouver to Toronto or to Montreal was coming back. It was like 4.5 hours. And then going there, we landed in Toronto to get to Vancouver. So 2 connecting flights.
Mm.
And Air Canada sucks, dude. Don't take Air Canada. If you
really?
you can avoid it. It's like 5 months before we had our trip, they send me an update. They said, hey, your connecting flight in Montreal, it's getting pushed back an extra 4 hours. It's like, what? He's like, you still have your 6 a.m. flight out of Newark, so that's good. I'm like, I don't want to be in Newark at 6 a.m. and then wait in Montreal for 4 hours. But, no, avoid Air Canada.
All right. I would like to go skiing at some point. I think I'd be more skiing than snowboarding, honestly, but I love snow.
It's fun.
I love, mountains and all that. I've just never done it.
I would definitely give it a shot. I did one run skiing in the Poconos the weekend after I got back from Canada. And I'm a snowboarder, but skiing was pretty easy to pick up.
Yeah.
And then just a little other thing. Since the beginning of the year, since I saw you in New York, I've been pretty serious about my fitness. So I've lost about a stone for our metric users and 14 pounds for our American brothers.
I mean, stone is not metric. We need
Whatever,
kilograms.
Yeah.
Stone is just purely British stupidity.
Just measure things in stones. But yeah, I'm still on my. I gotta get shredded for summer.
That's right.
6
I'm
kilos.
Trying to lose weight too, so for my beach trip.
6 kilos is quite significant. Good job.
I'm still on the way down.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
You see it in my face a little bit. I was a little bit rounder last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a few months.
Yeah.
We'll continue to keep an eye on it and see your face just get skinnier and skinnier, and then we'll be like, okay, you can stop now. You can stop now. Don't go too far. All right. So that's like all life update stuff done.
Yeah. I have a request. Could we do gaming news before this next topic? So that I'm gonna have to leave. So,
okay, I don't even know what the gaming news is. So
it's literally just a game I want to talk about. That's literally That's literally it. It won't take long. Don't worry.
Okay. Go on then.
So there's this new game that came out on Steam. It's on early access. So it's an early access game. It has over 3,000 reviews, right? And 96% positive. Okay. This is an early access game. Very impressive. The game is called Big Ambitions. That's what the game is called.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Counter-Strike 2.
No. No. I don't. What? I mean, I know that I'm like drenched in sweat, but I'm not a sweaty gamer, okay? I don't play Counter-Strike. Anyway, so the game's called Big Ambitions, and what it is, it's like a light life sim, but it's like a business management sim. So the idea of the game is you move to New York, and your Uncle Fred helps you start a small business. Helps you start a gift shop, and you have to like get a car, and you got to take products to your little gift shop that you open, and it's got like, I would say, like 6x6 blocks of New York. You know that you there's like Midtown, Hell's Kitchen, Murray Hill. Like, I don't even know if these are real places.
They are, yeah, I'm impressed.
But anyway, so you got like 4 districts, and you can rent out buildings and set up businesses, and you can set up warehouses to then do distribution to your businesses. It's like a huge business management kind of sim.
I like what Cyber just put in the chat. Work the game.
Yeah, basically. And it's really fun. You can, there's a lot of furniture you can buy. You can decorate all your stores however you want, and set them up however you want, and then you just rake in money and invest it elsewhere and open other businesses. I've really enjoyed it so far. It's been really fun. It's been out 8 days, and I've played it almost 40 hours. So I've spent just as much time on this game as I have at work in the past week and a half. So,
it's pretty impressive that it's got that many positive reviews. It must be doing something right as well.
Yeah, it's one of the most fleshed out, comprehensive early access games I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it's not bug ridden or anything like that. It works well. It has a lot of features and a lot of things you can buy. Like every Friday you can go buy a ticket to be on a riverboat casino. For whatever reason, that's just a thing you can do.
New York?
Yeah, I don't know.
And on the Hudson River?
Yeah, and so I went in and put $10 million on blackjack, and I got blackjack, and then left. So I doubled my money.
Wow!
Just as a fluke.
Hell yeah.
So, but there's I think there's 11 or 12 different I think there's 12 different vehicles you can buy right now. There's sports cars and supercars and an old Mustang and all kinds of stuff. So.
I might have missed you saying it, but what is the game like? Is it like a top down thing or third person thing? Is it like
it's a 3D game. But it's a kind of isometric. Like the camera's placed really up high, and you control like a 3D character in a 3D
Okay,
space.
right.
So you walk around, and like I said, it's kind of like The Sims in a way. You have to eat and sleep and
Gotcha.
and stay happy, and just run your businesses. You hire employees and you train them up, and then you do each business's schedule by hand. So it's not like you just assign employees to a business and then it does it. Like you can make your schedules by hand and put people in the slots you want them. So it's pretty great. I have a law office and a web development agency right now, both of which are like the biggest size you can do. And I think I'm making like $500,000 a day or something like that.
Wow.
Is it? It's a single player thing, right?
Yeah, it's a single player game. I think on the early access roadmap, like in the far future, they're wanting to do multiplayer. But yeah, you could buy boats. You could buy it's silly. So.
Yeah, the communist Nos loves the capitalism game.
Yes, I like. Well, when I was playing it early on, and I mean, it still does to a certain degree. There's like an underlying like feeling of despair that the game brings up in me in a way.
Capitalism,
because unironically, the game can be somewhat of a commentary on capitalism, in that like your whole success is built on a small loan that your uncle gets you, like $40,000 loan your uncle gets you, or whatever.
Right.
So it's like all you have to do is have that upstart to have that one little gift shop, and then everything just rolls, from there.
Survival horror game, kind of.
Sure. Sure. It just.
Takes place in New York, so it's got to be.
Yeah. It's obvious. This point's obviously a little silly, but like I said, just the kind of what separates most people from success and poverty is a lucky break.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with like your work or anything. Like you need work obviously to make it happen, but work doesn't. The work doesn't make it happen. If that
doesn't
makes
define the success. You can work just as hard and still be having problems.
Yeah. But I've really enjoyed the capitalism simulator. It's pretty great. So I've opened those 2 businesses. My plans are I want to open 2 Domino's pizzas. I'm going to open 2 pizza shops in every district. So a total of 8 pizza shops all across New York.
Oh man. And you're streaming it. You're
Yes. I've been
streaming it.
Yeah, I've been streaming. I think my longest session I played it for like 8 hours the other day. So
I wonder how that would go. I don't recall ever seeing a Domino's. Maybe I haven't been looking out for them. Domino's in New York, because there's so many corner pizza shops.
Yeah,
I can't remember seeing a Domino's when I was there. I saw plenty of corner pizza shops, but I don't remember ever seeing a chain.
But
Interesting.
Anyway, I've really enjoyed the game. If it sounds at all interesting to you, pick it up. So it's great.
I'll go to twitch.tv/sugarfree-nos and watch.
I don't know if your laptop will run it. I have no idea.
It's got a Ryzen 5, AMD something. I'm just looking at the stickers on this thing right now.
I mean, you play that game as life, so you're in New York doing it.
Yeah.
We don't need another I Heart New York t-shirt shop. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, saw plenty of those too.
Okay. Well, with that's all I have. Is there anything else that I'm needed for? Because I'm going to be late to work.
Well, we're going to talk about a lot of Twitch stuff. I assume you would have impressions on this, but I mean,
Twitch bad. That's my impression.
That's what
Twitch
I thought
bad.
it might be.
It's very simple. Twitch bad. Twitch goofy. We don't like Twitch. So, but here we are.
ChatGPT to get your thoughts on it. Or something.
What does Nos think about?
Okay, well, I'm gonna leave. Thank y'all for having me.
Have
I'm
a good
sorry
day
I
at
have to
work.
leave a little early, but
Sound good.
yep, it will be. I'm gonna take the red Miata. The high is like 80 degrees Fahrenheit today, so it's gonna be a nice, warm, beautiful day.
Nice.
So, all right, well, I'll see y'all later.
See you later,
Yes.
Nos.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Thank God. Jeez.
What? What's
All right,
funny?
what's next?
I was wondering what was funny. What Josh was laughing at.
What RDT said.
I
Oh,
said,
right, okay.
Thank God.
Oh,
He's
thank God!
gone.
I didn't catch that actually. All right, Twitch. This is the other spicy aspect of the stream. They are fucking it up royally. I think Twitch. Like, there's no good way to say it beyond that. It's all downhill. It's been downhill for a while, but it's going to continue to go downhill until it's dead.
So what you got to explain this to me. I'm not as learned on the Twitch issues, and maybe some other people aren't. So what's going on?
So the main thing I'm going to be talking about in this is like the whole ad stuff, the way that they've treated running ads. But since I decided to talk about that on this podcast, they've actually had a lot of layoffs. I think it was like yesterday, wasn't it? Like 400 people or something.
This morning, I think.
Yeah, well, either way, the last like they've got rid of a lot of people. They've got a new CEO, and it's the same guy who, I mean, the last CEO wasn't great. Let's be honest, but like it's the same. The new guy is the guy who said put out that tone deaf article about why they're having to keep 50-50 for all the partners and change it to 70-30 for those who are on 70-30 are going to go to 50-50 after a certain amount and all that. It was a terrible take on like the community sentiment. He was just hitting all the... We talked about it on the podcast at the time. But in general, just the way that they've gone about things to me has been like... Well, I mean, I guess ever since they were bought by Amazon, we kind of all expected it, but they've stopped really like caring about anything community oriented or to better the experience, and literally almost everything they do now is all about how they can get more money out of people.
It's interesting because this is like digital advertising is my field that I work in. So it's interesting. I feel like during COVID, there was an initial drop and then a huge boom in online ad spend. So I'm curious to know, it's kind of cooling off right now. You know, it's tough out there, especially with the macroeconomic concerns. They might have just like bitten off more than they could chew, which I think a lot of tech companies were doing.
Yeah, there's been a lot of layoffs
early days of COVID
from everybody. It seems that the exact same reason. Everybody hired too much, and now they're getting rid of people.
Yeah. It's like it was like over COVID, everyone booming. And then like online companies, that is, and they just haven't. It's like people came in, saw line go up, were like, oh, this is great, invest, and then line has flattened. Like, they're not losing, it's like it's flattened, and they're like, oh, bail, you know.
Yeah, it's like a level set. You know, the growth has stopped, spend is slowing down, and they're paying for the actions that they enacted while the boom was going on. But anyway, what else are your problems with Twitch?
The one thing that I don't understand is how like this is getting into a huge discussion about like capitalism and all this kind of stuff, but like companies just constantly chasing growth or like never satisfied with, we're still making a lot of profit. No, we need to be making more profit this year than we did last year. And if that's not good, if that's not happening, then it's not good. Well, like, there's only so much that can go.
Yeah, well, you got to beat inflation, which is crazy right now. And you have investors that have gotten used to a certain level of return. And so they're constantly pushing more. Because I've had the same conversation. Like, I understand the economic value of growth. And I understand that people want to continue to grow and pay their investors more and get their money back. But on a moral, just like personal level, I'm like, what's wrong with just being stagnant? You know, what's wrong with making $60 million like we made $58 million last year? Why aren't we making $70 million this year. Like, why do we have to jump that much?
Yeah. Like, okay,
We can go
I
in
understand the
circles.
whole increasing with inflation sort of thing, but beyond that, like being so unhappy with anything that isn't significantly more growth every single year, it just doesn't. There's got to be a point where it won't work anymore. There's only so much that you can get out of everything. There has to be a breaking point, surely, at some point. But anyway, that was getting into conversation for another day, maybe. The thing that specific about this is the way that Twitch have been treating ads on the platform. So they've for a long time tried to push creators to do more ads just during their streams. They started with, I think the first kind of thing they did with this was the idea that pre-roll ads would be stopped if you ran an ad on your stream. So I run ads for 60 seconds in the middle of my stream, and then anybody new coming into the stream doesn't see a pre-roll ad before they're able to watch the stream for the next like 20 minutes or something like that.
Hold, you missed a step. The first step was forcing pre-roll ads.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, they have pre-roll ads on automatically, yeah, as a standard, yeah. But then they've like gradually tried to force it more and more, and then they brought in this ads incentive program. Actually, I need to bring up some of the stats that I got from this, and I'd never taken any of this ads incentive program stuff for a number of months. I don't know how long they've done it, maybe a year or something. But basically, it was an idea that they give you a set amount of money at the end of the month if you stream a set amount of hours and you do a set amount of ads. So you had 3 offers. One might be for 1 minute of ads per hour, one might be for 2 minutes of ads per hour, and one's for 3 minutes of ads per hour. You get a set amount of money for doing those ads, and you have to set it up in a scheduler so that they automatically play. You don't have you can like snooze them or something, or you can play them in advance, but they have to be set up in a scheduler so they will play if you forget about it or whatever. So that was what they brought in, and I did some sort of analysis on it over the months. The best ever dollar value per minute of ads that I ever saw was in September last year for $3.52 per minute of ads, right?
$3.52. Is that a CPM or is that just
that's
you got?
That's what I would get at the end. They change the numbers all the time based on the viewer numbers and average viewers and what you got in every single thing. But basically, they wanted 25 hours streamed, 1 minute of ad per hour, and I would get $88 at the end of that if I signed up for it.
So generous, dude. They're wow. Okay,
That's for an average of like 320 viewers, maximum of 750-ish, something like that.
Yeah, and that doesn't include subscribers, right?
This isn't anything to do. No, this is not subscribe. And subscribers still don't see ads. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was $3.52 per minute, but then if I did 2 minutes of ads per hour, the number was bigger because $132. You get $132 if you do 2 minutes of ads per hour instead of 1 minute of ad, instead of $88. But it's actually less money per minute. It's $2.64 per minute. So you get less money the more ads that you ran. You would get more money at the end, but per minute you get less. And then the 3 minutes was like $2.25 per minute, essentially. Wow. And that was the best month I ever saw for a while. It went down and it fluctuated, I think, just based on the average viewers from the previous month. And if the viewers were down, the ad offers were down. But I never took it. Josh did, and we talked about it at the time that you ended up taking it, and then you didn't go like you did like 6 minutes of ads per hour, and then it went to 7 minutes or so, and then you ended up on like 10 minutes of ads per hour without realizing it or something.
It got close to 10. Yeah, it was like the problem with the system was that you only had 3 offers, and you were like locked into those offers, and the offers you get, it was just like based on your previous month. So it was like, there's a maximum amount that they'll pay you if you hit the stream hour minimum, and like the amount of ads per hour minimums. So you're working on the minimums, and they're working on a maximum, which obviously isn't favorable for you. But yeah, it was based. You got the offer in the middle of the month, and it was based off of a month and a half ago's statistics.
Yeah.
So say it was let me open a calendar. So say it's the middle of March, right? The middle of March, I get my incentive offer. It'll be based on January's statistics, because
I think it would have been based on February. Yeah,
February.
The previous month.
But that'll be the offer for April. Like, I have to accept it like before April happens. Yeah, and I did okay on it. Like, I have increased revenue with it. But my view count is definitely lower in general than it used to be before this system. But yeah, that's just because no one wants to watch like tons of ads all the time, right?
Yeah.
I wonder how that affected their inventory, and if they run through Google Ad Manager.
I would imagine they use Amazon, right? Like,
oh yeah, the AWS does have their own.
Yeah, I'll be interested in your take on this. I speculated that the reason they give you the offer beforehand, like way before the month, and like exact numbers and exact statistics, is because they want to go to the people running ads and say, here's how much we'll give you this month for this rate, like.
Yeah, they want to lock in the lowest for themselves and then hope that you continue to grow to reach a larger audience. To get more impressions and more views. It's interesting. I had an old coworker. I don't know if she's still at Twitch, but she went to Twitch and she became a manager of inventory and yield, I think. I should reach out to her, see what we should have her on the podcast.
Yeah,
she's up
that'd be interesting. Yeah, if she's allowed to talk. I mean, right. So I did a comparison at one point because I was curious, and I didn't want to take any of these because none of them, like, they just seemed. I didn't want an auto scheduler for my ads. I just didn't want that, and they didn't offer you any way to take these programs up without it. So I did an example at one point, and they wanted me to do. I think it was the first month actually. 25 hours streamed for 25 ads, 1 minute per hour, and it was going to give me $88 via the ads incentive program. So I did that, but manually, not part of the program. I just thought, I wonder how much I'll make just doing the ads naturally. Now, Twitch give you 55% of the ad income if you do it through the scheduler and through the program, but they only give you like 30% or something if you do it manually, which is another scummy thing that really frustrates me. Just if you're going to do 55%, if you want me to run ads, whether it's like 1 ad per stream or 50 ads per stream, give me the incentive to just do it. Like, I'm now incentivized not to do it if you're not going to give me the higher, amount for it. But I ended up doing that for the first 25 hours of October, and I made $44 in ad money compared to the $88 that I would have made through the program. So they were definitely giving you like more than what you would have got naturally, taking into account the difference in percentages that you get. But I always figured that they're doing this really to normalize people running ads automatically. They want people to sign up for this ad scheduler, set it, forget about it, and just that's it. And then when they inevitably stop this or lower the prices, which they've ended up doing now, people will just be used to seeing ads all the time or running ads if you're a creator. I never did that until I think it was last month I decided to actually try it, because I hadn't seen any decent values until last month when it went back up to like nearly $3 per minute. So I thought, all right, I'll give it a go. This is before I knew they were changing the ads incentive program and all that sort of stuff. So I thought, I'll give it a go. I'll try it. I set up the scheduler, 1 minute of ad per hour, because I still didn't want to do anything more than that, honestly. And I initially thought, okay, this is all right. I can snooze the ads. I started to sort of preload the ads. So, like you'd see in TV shows and live sports where they'll give you a load of ads in breaks at the start so they don't have to give you them later on. I did that. I would do 2 or 3 ads in the first 2 hours, and then I would be done. I'd have all my ads done or something for the rest of the stream. I didn't have to worry about it. And I thought, okay, this is all right. I could probably get on board with this. The fact that I had to keep thinking about it wasn't the greatest, and that's not fantastic. I'd rather just forget about it and run them naturally when I'm going to leave or something. I'll go to the toilet. But I thought, okay, I can do this. But then one did happen at the very end of a playlist, at the very end of a race, the final race in the playlist. I'd obviously forgotten about the ads running because we were in the playlist doing the racing. And on the last lap, anyone who saw an ad missed the end of the race. And I just thought, that is the exact reason that I haven't wanted to do this in the first place. Like, some people's content might be able to deal with that, but for me, doing these races, if I want to play an ad, I need to do it in between a race, or when the action isn't happening. There's plenty of downtime in between races. I don't want an ad running when a race is going on, and that is the exact thing that happened. And then after that, I was like, okay, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not going to take up the next month's offer, and I didn't. And now they've changed up the ads incentive program completely to make it not worth it at all for me anyway. But I'd already decided at that point, this isn't for me. It almost was, but if you're not gonna let me have that control to play an ad how I want to play an ad, I'm just not gonna play them. And I have now decided to go back to what I used to do, where I literally play 1 minute of ad for a 4-hour stream if I get up and go to the toilet, and that's it. The incentives that they've provided me are gone at this point, and they've actually just taken me back to how I used to do it. So none of it has worked for me. I don't know whether other people it might have done. We'll talk about the changes that they've made. But how has it been for you, Josh? Because I don't think we've talked about it since you had all of that, loads of ads.
It got back down. I kept taking the minimum offer till they get it back down. The whole, you have to pick between 3 options, and it's whatever option you get is what you get. But the numbers are obviously different from me because I stream a lot more than this month I had to stream 86 hours, right? And I'm at 82 out of 86 currently, and there's 6 days of the month left. But yeah, no, it's still been good. For me, it's speedrunning stuff is pretty unpredictable as it is.
Yeah.
Anything can happen at any point. There are some points where I might be a risky thing that I'm doing and prepare for it and whatever, but it's also the case where I can't just tab out and press a snooze button, right? And I don't believe there's hotkeys or anything for it that you can set up.
Yeah, no, it's you have to go to the dashboard and click snooze to be able to snooze an ad, and
yeah, exactly. And I don't have that San Andreas specifically is an old game. It's full screen. If I tab out, the game crashes.
Yeah,
I can't. So I would need to have a tablet or something. Yeah, no, I'm the polar opposite, where I literally just I accept what I accept, the best thing I can see at the time, and I just let them go.
That's interesting.
And I do the thing where I preload them at the start. So at the start of the stream, I play a ton of ads when no one's even there.
Yeah.
And it will disable it for a while after because of the way the system works. But yeah, I don't think about it. But I do see people complain about it.
Yeah.
In chat. And it's just I apologize. It's just that's the system, it's the way it is. And it's I don't have the extra mental capacity to manage another device to make this better. But
that's what you got Faye for. So you can just
yeah.
Snooze that ad.
But it is just outside of very extreme circumstances for me, it's there isn't too much of a reason to snooze, because it is just I can't predict a thing happening, right?
Yeah.
Is what I mean. Whereas for you, between races there's distinct things.
So it's kind of the idea from them has worked for you at least, because they've now got you doing ads regularly on a scheduler.
Yeah.
All the time, you know, like.
Yeah, definitely. But like it has just been like a straight up increase in revenue.
Yeah.
For me, obviously. Like if I look at the ad revenue, I'm just gonna straight up read numbers. I don't mind. Where's earnings? So this month I have out of March. So this month, out of $1,780 I've earned so far, 700 of that has been ads.
I mean, that's significantly more than I ever make from ads. Like mine has never gone over. Well, maybe at Christmas or something, it goes over $100, but most of the time, it's never breaking $100 in ads.
Yeah, and it comes down to like individual communities, right? Like I imagine, I don't know exactly how your revenue works, but I imagine you would get most from subs and stuff, right?
Yeah, so
yeah. Whereas mine is more. Yeah, at this of all of the categories here, if I put paid Prime and gifted subs together, they would equal the amount that I make from ads.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
But I guess that's because you're running so many of them. Like you're actually running a lot constantly, and you're streaming a lot as well. You're putting in a lot of hours and ad hours.
That's the thing I like about it, is that it's consistent. It's like, you know, as a streamer, some days you stream like your normal stream and like no one subs, no one donates or anything.
Yeah, you have days
it
like
happens
that.
sometimes,
yeah.
and sometimes you're just like, wow, today was like, you know, didn't make any money, but obviously it's the thing where like the next day someone could gift 100 subs randomly, right?
Yeah.
But for me, it's just like, and it's also encouraged me to stream just more.
Yeah.
Like it's consistent payment and revenue, and my stream hours are up. It's not like I don't stream for. I used to be really bad. I would stream for 2 hours, get bored of the game, no one's talking in chat because I'm like whatever, and then I just stop. But now it's just like
it's more like wage sort of thing. Like you're going to have a minimum amount that you're earning per hour that you're going to be streaming.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And it's like there's still a thing of like, you know, it's like people who complain about the ads. It's just like there are options to get out of this. It's like every time someone brings it up and complains in chat, there's always someone that's just like, oh, we'll just sub then or whatever, which is obviously not the right mentality. But it's like you can block the ads. Like I personally have a Twitch ad block that I use because, you know, but like it's like I can't imagine being on the internet without an ad block.
Yeah.
And like
it's interesting how it's been the complete opposite to like you've embraced it and started to put more ads in and continued it, whereas I've gone completely back the other way.
Yeah.
That's
but I've just had so much like success with the system.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying of like, oh, we'll give them really good ad rates and get them hooked, and then we'll take it away. Like, yeah, of course they're gonna, and they subsequently have done this. But like, I mean, you know, you take the money while it's there. I don't know, like.
So what they've done, they've changed the ads incentive program to the point where it's basically not an upfront payment anymore. They're not going to give you an offer. It's going to be an estimated revenue based on the amount they think you're going to make, and then basically it's just like, okay, run these amount of ads for this amount of time, and we'll give you 55%. If you don't and you choose to do it on your own, we'll give you 30%. That's basically what it's boiled down to at this point. But they've also changed it so that previously, obviously, I was taking those and looking at those offers that were 1 minute or 2 minute of ads per hour, and that would still give me the 55% because I was part of that program. But now it has to be a minimum of 3 minutes of ads per hour to unlock 55%. That is the minimum you can do for the ads incentive program going forward. So if you don't want to do 3 minutes of ads per hour, which I don't, I want to do 1 minute, 2 minutes maximum. But normally I just do 1 minute every 2 hours, to be honest, when I'm doing it manually. You just shit out of luck, you know, you're just not valued in that way, and you're not going to get 55%. You're going to get silly rates. So
I would be so curious to know what their deals look like and what their guarantees are. if they are mainly like direct, I would be willing to bet that a lot of their clients that they sell ad space to are probably transacting programmatically, which is like not a direct contract between Twitch and the client, and they're kind of just like fed into a system or like a private auction where the client side can manage the ads from their end rather than have like an account manager at Twitch manage their campaign for them and optimize.
Kind of like how Google does it with YouTube ads, where it all goes into like a pool and gets dished out where they feel the best, sort of thing.
That can be the case. I mean, I know personally a lot of publishers transact YouTube, and YouTube like holds back a lot of their inventory to sell themselves. It's interesting.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Is like the whole reason that Amazon bought Twitch is like, if Amazon wants to build an advertising business, which, you know, that's what Google is. Google is an advertising company, right? That's how they make money. And it's just like, if you're like another big corporation, you see Google's entire existence is based on ads. You know, surely they want some of that. So like, Amazon, the only value in Twitch I could see for Amazon, other than like the, you know, the usual Prime integration stuff, is just like building an ads platform.
Yeah,
surely.
That's where it's going now, it seems.
Brand safety must be a mess. Honestly, I can't imagine the concerns that clients have when transacting on Twitch. Like, because it's so random. You could crash your car in San Andreas and drop an F-bomb or something, and people, you know.
Yeah, then an ad plays immediately after for something that's family friendly or something like that. Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, I've completely lost any interest in running ads anymore. Like in that way, I was momentarily on the idea that, okay, I don't mind running them 1 minute per hour for a guaranteed income, but now they've completely changed it, and that happened with the race at the end. It's like, all right, I'm just going to run them with the button on my Stream Deck. If I leave, or if there's a good moment in between with races or something, whatever, I don't care enough anymore. And I think
it's like, for you, if they had better tools, it was like, I don't know if you have this level of trust with people, but if like editors or mods or something can also like manage the ads, and not just you, and like you had like a hotkeys and stuff, like, you know, you had a Stream Deck that has integration with it, like warning, ad plays soon, press button to stop or something, any of that stuff.
Like I have the Stream Deck set up with a button for a 60-second ad, which I do use, and I did utilize it during that. But it's when you forget about something and then it plays in an inopportune moment. Nothing's there to tell you, obviously, when you're not looking anywhere close to, you know, the Twitch dashboard, which you're not always looking at, that an ad's going to play and it's about to ruin the end of a race. So it's a shame, because there are options there that would get me to play ads more if Twitch wanted me to play ads more, but they seem to be going the route of trying to either force or, you know, coerce people into doing it, and that just doesn't fly with me. It's not going to work, because I mean, I don't even put mid-roll ads on YouTube videos. It's going to be very difficult for them to get me to force mid-roll ads in Twitch streams that are in any random moment, you know. So yeah, and like I say, my ad revenue is pretty small on Twitch anyway. You know, I'm and as people have been pointing out in the chat, my mortgage is half as much as what yours is. Your rent's going to be, so you know, I can maybe afford to rely on the ups and downs and swings of bits and donations and subscriptions and things like that. A little bit more. So maybe I'd be changing my tune if my mortgage suddenly doubled. But
I need the money, guys. So quickly, so that the new system, if I look at it, the same amount of minutes as what I'm doing now, it's like it gives me an estimate for how much I'll earn, and it's like so unhelpful. It's anywhere between $225 to $605. It's like, okay, great, thanks for the range. Like, what is this based off of? Like, it doesn't say like, oh, if you get like this many stream hours, you'll get 200. Like, there's no like information. It's just a recommendation.
And
it's
that's
like
what
I
I
can
always thought
accept
was
the
difficult
recommendation.
about like the ads incentive program. They didn't know how many viewers you were going to get. You know, they're basing it on 2 months away of like what you're going to. Your viewing numbers could be drastically different, and if you'd not taken the offer, you might have made more if you suddenly get more viewers, or if you'd taken it, you would have made less if you hadn't taken it, and Twitch are going to lose out. Like, it didn't seem like a system that was ever going to be able to continue, and that's why I always thought they were just basically doing it to be able to get people used to ads.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like you know, you're at Twitch, you're like, what's the one thing streamers really desperate for? Oh, consistent earnings.
Yeah.
This will give them. We'll give them. You'll earn exactly this number if you press this button. It's like, yes, please, right? And then we press it, and then they're gonna take it away from us. Yeah.
Like mine is 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and 6 minutes. Those are my offers for this new program. I don't even have the option to do 1 minute or anything. But
it's not even like an offer. It's just a recommendation.
It's just that all that this is now is a button to unlock 55% ad revenue. That's all it is.
Well, I don't even think you need to press the button to get.
Well, you might. Yeah, you probably don't. You just need to stream for 3 minutes of ads per hour. But
meet the minimums.
But for me, like, it's saying $72 to $196 as an estimate for 3 minutes of ads per hour, and to me, that's not worth it. I don't want to run 3 minutes of ads per hour for just under $200 for that month. I'd rather not run the ads and have people not watch the ads. Like, it's just the way. It's the same as how I run the YouTube, I suppose.
So out of interest, what is your average concurrent viewers? Like, mine is like 700 for March.
Where do I see that?
In analytics on Twitch, and
is
then
it
just overview.
Oh, just overview. For March, just March, or the last 30 days?
Yeah, well, just March.
I've got max viewers there. Average, there it is. 292.
Right. Okay. So I do have, like, you know, obviously you're a primary YouTube and I'm primary Twitch. So
yeah,
we're kind of opposite in this situation where you'll make way more on YouTube than me.
And my average is significantly brought down from the Wednesday streams or the Saturday streams where I'm not playing GTA that have 100 viewers or something like that, whereas a Sunday stream will have 700, 800. So
yeah. And this is a thing I always bring up my stream when people ask me to play other games. It's just like my average concurrent viewership. Right? Like, I can't. Like, yeah.
So it's just different ways of treating it, I suppose. It's interesting to get RDT's thoughts on this from from the advertiser's side as well. Like, well, working on that side of it, not the creator side.
Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna ride on the side of Twitch on this one. I think it's interesting because the platform only exists because of you guys. I mean, if you didn't have creators, there would be no Twitch. So, I mean, I can see both sides. 50% seems kind of high for the company to take, and 70% is even crazier. But I don't know. I'm gonna keep my opinions out of this one.
Fair enough.
Just keep it purely professionally interested.
All right.
So in this, Lou, have you ever heard of Kick? Have you heard of this website? Kick.com, Bruffy.
Isn't it it's a shoot-off or something, offshoot of Twitch created by someone who got banned or something, and it's just full of a lot of crap.
You remember that time that Twitch had all of their source code leaked? I think these people are making use of it. Like, you go on this site, the front page is a little different, but you click on just some random person's stream, and it's just the Twitch layout, with different colors.
Wow.
It's exactly the same. It's insane. Even the chat box is the same, but just with rounded edges and different colors. But anyway, Kick. They're I've seen a bunch of people promoting them and streaming on this site. They're doing 70-30. Get your 70% over here, guys.
Of course they are. Yeah.
Oh no. Was it? No, sorry, not 70-30. Sorry, 90-10. Sorry, I meant to say. That's what they're going with. They're just we'll give you 90, just come here. It's like
I mean,
ridiculous.
that's what almost the sort of thing that Twitch needs in a way. Like, it needs someone to come along and say, okay, well, we'll give you a much better deal and make them.
Yeah.
But
Make them
90%
some.
of what? Just the ad revenue?
Everything. Subs, everything.
And are subs the same price as they are on Twitch?
Let's have a look. I'll try to subscribe to this person. $4.99. Yeah, same price.
Okay. That's insane. I imagine brand safety concerns are even higher over there, and
Oh,
I
God,
imagine they are not getting very quality advertisers. But
Yeah, I
you never
mean,
know. Competition's
feel-
good.
yeah, I mean, this, knowing the fact that it's like trying to be like everything the streamers want, it probably doesn't have ads at all.
Yeah.
It's probably just only sub like fueled, right?
Your current subscriber benefits list ad-free streams with limited exceptions. That's I don't know what that is. I don't know what those exceptions are. That's on Twitch that create that. It's nothing to do with me.
You're not allowed to multi-stream if you're a Twitch partner, Phil. Twitch, at least in my ancient 2013 contract, Twitch have 24 hours of exclusivity on any content on their platform.
I've definitely broken that a few times over the years. But
oh yeah, I do constantly.
no
but
one's
no
ever
one's
noticed.
checking, right? As long as you don't like multi-stream, someone would get mad. But like uploading a YouTube VOD like a couple hours too early, like
I have actually multi-streamed once.
Have you?
Yeah,
Wow.
the first round of Multi-Class Endurance Championship Season 5, I streamed it to YouTube as well. As like a big promo.
You didn't get Twitch staff coming into
I
your
didn't.
chat being like, hey.
I don't think anybody noticed.
Okay.
I think some people in the chat said, are you allowed to be doing this? And I was like, well, I won't tell them if you don't.
Yeah.
You have some guys in black suits knocking on your door.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Until now. All right. So we'll wrap it up with the last few things. We'll go over them quickly. My direct drive wheel, it has been very nice. I've been very happy with it. And as I guess this is Racing Corner, it's a big difference. It is a big difference. I was surprised by the difference it made. Actually,
yeah,
it feels so much more connected and in control with what's happening. And they did send me this dash as well to put on.
Oh my God.
Sorry, Josh.
Can you hook me up? Like, I'm gonna when I move house, iRacing 24/7.
I can give you a contact or something.
Okay, yeah.
But
I would love.
Yeah. But you play VR, so you wouldn't get any use out of the dash anyway.
No,
just the wheel.
Want the wheel.
Yeah,
just the wheel. Yeah.
So I'll be hooking that up and trying that out. But that was a big help because I mean when I did the review video for it, the little bar across the top of the steering wheel for the revs actually really helps. Like just something having it there rather than looking at it on the game. And they noticed that on the review and said, well, we could send you the dash if you want, and put up a tweet or something. I was like, yeah, I mean, that'll probably help even more. And some cars would, based on the position that you're sat or whatever, you can't actually see the dash or you can't see all of it. So I think it will actually be a big help. But yeah, it's been a big difference. I've been very happy with the direct drive wheel.
Yes. No surprises there at all.
Yeah. Nobody was shocked.
Yeah.
Real Life Racing's also returned.
Oh,
since the last time we did the podcast.
Oh, that's right. I forgot to say a thing. Bournemouth has several go-karting places, outdoor go-karting places in it, and I'm going to try that as well, actually. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I want to try that.
Squeeze into a go-kart, quite honestly.
Yeah, my knees will be up. My eyes. Yeah.
Are there any proper tracks like with grass on them and stuff? Or are they outdoor but just tire barriers all over the place? Like,
I think South Coast something is good. They have like an actual like championship thing that I was gonna.
Yeah, definitely do it. Just do it.
Yeah. I definitely wanted to try. I want to see like what their GoPro policy and stuff is, but it doesn't. I don't have to make it content, right? I'll enjoy doing it regardless. Let me find, where is this place?
I saw there was crashing. Oh yeah, the latest episode has gone up as we were doing this podcast, I guess.
Oh man,
it shows me going backwards into a tire wall.
Oh what? Okay, add to watch later. Where is this? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah. I have greatly South Coast Karting. That's what it's called. Yeah, I have greatly enjoyed watching your. there is grass and like curbs and stuff. Sorry, yeah, I've greatly enjoyed watching your series again. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've been so
yeah.
happy it's back, honestly. And I know that the camera isn't as good as the GoPro used to be, but it's good enough, I think.
I think it's like, especially if it's your perspective. The bit when you see your face occasionally is like, whoa! It's like great.
Yeah, the reflection of my face in the.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree that the 60 FPS mode is a lot better.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, but it is like, I think it's fine. Like, I don't.
Yeah, everyone I've spoken to about it
streams
says
in
like,
VR.
you get used to it. You get like I get used to watching it, and people you will, unless you've got particular problems with motion sickness, you do get used to the bouncing of it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, as someone who streams VR iRacing, this is fine.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah. And Formula One cheating.
Oh,
Esports Formula One cheating, not real Formula One cheating. Although that probably goes on all the time. Let's be honest.
I mean, Red Bull, maybe.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they got fined for it, didn't they? So yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, but they still gained it.
They still gained. Yeah, they're still winning now.
Yeah, you know. Anyway, esports, right? Like, do you want me to do this? I guess. Like,
yeah, because I watched the first video, Jimmy Broadbent's video, and then I didn't see the second one. And I started watching the third one before I started the pre-show, but I didn't have enough time to finish watching it. So you know more than I do, and Hammer knows a bit, I think, as well.
Yeah. Okay. So that for a long time now, there's been a lot of murmurings, like people like under their breath, like on streams, like complaining about like people driving away from them in the corner on the stream, and they're like, oh, and then the manager or radio guy or whatever is like, don't talk about it. So there's been like loads of like rumors and stuff about cheating everywhere in F1 esports for a while. But this really blew up when someone streaming, like a professional player who's like sponsored by like an actual F1 team and stuff, while they were streaming the game, they were using display capture instead of game capture to show something in their web browser. The classic streamer trap of using display capture. Yeah. And then they've tabbed out, but they've tabbed into a downloads folder for a ton of F1 hacks, F1 grip hacks. There's like, I wonder if I can find the picture and you can show it.
Oh boy.
I'll take a screenshot and show you, because it's so blatant. It's just like a bunch of EXEs and like zip files and stuff.
And
like
the title of them is even like F1 grip mod and stuff like that, isn't it? Like it's so obvious.
It is really bad.
Oh yeah, and then they said an excuse that Codemasters asked them to test the mods.
Yeah, like they need some. Please help us like install these modifications and test it. Like, why do you need someone for that? It's so dumb. Anyway, I found the print screen. Here you go. I'll wait for the full screen UI to go away. Come on. Do the thing I want you to do. Okay, hold on. Print screen. Now. Here you go. In here. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, that happened, and then that's not even the right print screen. Crud. Sorry, hold on. Wait, hang on. There we go. I got it. Oh no, that is the right print screen. Sorry,
for God's sake.
Yeah, no, sorry, that is right. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, it's just a downloads folder. Do you have audio only viewers for this? I don't know. It's a downloads folder that's like F1_22_grip_hack_by_F1 modder, cheat engine, and like F2 grip hack, F1 modder, F1 22 bypass, unknown cheats, stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty blatant. But yeah, so that happened, and that blew up on Twitter and everything. And now
that was like the inciting incident, wasn't it? Because then it just went from there.
Everyone is now like aware of the situation. So this has been a thing in the community for a while, but now the broader community is aware of it, so it's starting to blow up a bit. And yeah, Jimmy Broadbent's were making videos about it and stuff.
interviewing like esports drivers who are like basically saying, yeah, we know that this is happening, we can tell, but it's difficult to prove, legit.
Yeah, it's like you can make comparison videos of people driving through corners, right, and like accelerating earlier and getting a better drive, but it's always just like, oh, they're just driving better than you, right? But yeah, apparently this is like a really very widespread problem. And the creator, F1 Modder, who's like in this folder screenshot, they made a Reddit AMA thread on the F1 like game subreddit, where they were just like, hey, yeah, so I made this thing, ask me anything, and then people were just asking them questions, and it's like the short version is that the anti-cheat system for the game is trash. Like the way it works in broad terms is that it, like, when the game starts, it checks all of the grip values and all of the statistics for all of the cars, and then it remembers that. And then later on, when you connect online and try to do a race, it will be like, let's check all the grip values and all the stats for the cars against this thing like I'm remembering from when I booted. So if the game is running and then you run a cheat engine and edit all the values, it will know, hey, these values don't match. That's not right. You can't play online, right? You're cheating, right? The problem is that
before.
Yeah, if you just, before the program has enough time to run and perform these checks, you change the values, then it checks the modified values, and it's just like, oh, okay, these are the correct ones, and then later on, it's just like, yeah, it's not great. This is like, anti-cheat in games is hard, right?
Yeah.
So like, this is a fine system for like, if you're just having a regular game with like a somewhat okay anti-cheat system, and it's like not server based, it's like local physics and all that stuff. But anyway, the problem is people like BattleEye and like third party anti-cheat, like kernel level anti-cheat exists and is fine, and EA is a massive corporation that can afford to add it into their video games, and they don't, because I don't know, these companies would charge too much or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So like iRacing, I think it uses like easy anti-cheat, it's called, which is just like, yeah, it's as it says, it's easy to add into your game, and it just protects your game at all times, and it's like very, very difficult to break. Like, you don't hear about this stuff with like iRacing and like other, like Assetto Corsa, I think, uses a similar thing and all that.
It is
but
an
anyway,
epic product though, so it'll probably be quite expensive.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, the point is, cheating in F1 is very easy. Like, this F1 modder guy just made like this program that just, yeah, suspends F1 when it opens, allows you to edit everything you want, and then it runs. And it has worked for several F1 versions for years. Any Codemasters F1 game is susceptible to this exact same attack. But I don't know how, as Codemasters, you fix this. I don't know how you get around it other than server-side checks. Anyway, they estimate, like, they don't have like user data or anything, because they don't, like, that would be like malware to like check who's using it. But they estimate that like 70% of esport pro players are using this.
That's crazy.
It's
interesting that we've had banter in the chat saying that he's involved in esports and runs a league, and basically to get into any successful leagues now, you have to be already known and have people vouch for your character, because it's done with such small margins at the top level that it's impossible to prove. So there's no way to say that you are definitely cheating, because it's
exactly.
it just doesn't take it's crazy. And RDT put this
like
image in the chat as well. I'll show it.
Oh, yeah.
F1 anti-cheat be like this GIF.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the way it is with any professional sport, right? I mean, you have Lance Armstrong, he got caught for blood doping, and every other cyclist in the Tour de France is blood doping. You'd have to go down to like the 30th place finisher to find someone that wasn't cheating.
Yeah.
I mean, illegal drugs, performance enhancers, and I guess mods now for esports are just so widespread, people just ignore them until it becomes a big issue.
You know the big Dream Minecraft speedrunning drama?
Yeah.
The guy that first exposed him was also found to be cheating several
Of
months
course.
later, right? And it's just like, this guy's cheating, right? And Dream is faster than him, so he knows Dream is cheating because he's cheating, right? So then he
Yeah,
finds
I
the
see.
evidence, right?
It was like
That-
that. What was the game? Tarkov. There was a big. I heard about that.
Yes,
Like
the wiggle.
yeah, like you own like you had people were in Tarkov having these cheats where you could see through walls and you would wiggle to the side to let people know if the person wiggled back, then yeah, they could see you. So you were both cheating. So you knew that you were both cheating because you wouldn't be able to see each other otherwise. And it's like, oh, just
Yeah. And even in like GTA speedrunning has had a few dramas like this in the past. And the problem is in GTA, all the vehicle stats, Bruffy, you're just in a file.
yeah.
And like if you're playing single player, you can just edit them, right? So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
for San Andreas, you just edit some numbers and then your cars go faster. Right?
Yeah,
Like, you can't.
yeah.
And yeah, like Banter says, it's so marginal. If you just give yourself 1% speed on everything, how will you ever know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Over the course
Yeah.
of 50 laps or whatever.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
reminds me of you remember Jerry, my old roommate, Bruffy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard me talk about him.
Yeah.
So you'll like this because he used to play Gears of War back in the day. And he was pretty good, and he mashes buttons like a mofo. He can mash a button like no one's business. So he got into a chainsaw duel with some kid, and he beat him. And the kid messaged him. He's like, "You gotta be cheating! I can't believe you just beat me." He's like, "No, I'm. Why would you say that?" He's like, "Cause I'm cheating. You have to be cheating." He's like, "No."
Oh my god.
Yes, that's correct, Boffle. That's one of the instances. Yes,
What?
where yeah. So they were like, the way we found one of the cheaters in GTA in Vice City is when they got on the bike and they turned and accelerated, it created smoke particles. And if you don't have a modified PCJ speed, if you do the same actions, it doesn't create those particles because you're not going fast enough.
Jesus.
Wow.
The
Yeah.
level of detail
Actually,
you got to be
detail.
on point. Like I've never considered like cheating in anything that I've done like this. Like,
Yeah.
but it seems like it feels so widespread. Like I don't understand. I don't understand.
I don't understand content creators doing it because like cancel culture is so huge. Right?
Yeah, no.
Like, what if one day, like, it turns out I was cheating in every single speedrun I've ever done, right?
Yeah.
But then it's just like my career is over, right? Like, it's not just cheating in a video game for fun at that point.
Yeah.
Listen,
And these esports guys doing it is also insane. So to bring it back to the F1 esports stuff, the problem was over COVID and everything, they weren't having like in-person events ever.
Yeah.
It was all online from home. So it was kind of impossible to stop this. But obviously when you're at an event, unless you like shove a USB stick into the machine and like tab out with the keyboard that you don't have, because if you've ever seen like esports events, they don't just have they walk up to a PC and a referee has to set it up for them. They can't touch it or anything.
Yeah.
So there it will be like less prevalent but you still only have a short list of 20 people that get to be at the event, right? So if you cheat beforehand, if all 20 people that get to the in-person event are cheating beforehand, then they're all on even playing field.
Yeah, so it's impossible to know that they're any worse than they would be.
Yeah, but the other 20 people who didn't make it because they weren't cheating, that would have been faster. Like, you never get the comparison there, so it's difficult.
That's where you need to get lucky that there's one person who qualified last or something and ends up winning the whole thing. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh,
if you don't
man.
cheat when the opportunity is there, you're not a real racer or something like that.
Don't go for a gap that exists.
Yeah.
Whatever, right?
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap it up with Speedrun Corner then. What's ESA deals or something?
Oh yeah, okay. So I didn't write this.
I wrote
happened.
it, didn't I? I wanted to know how ESA went because you did it in the meantime.
Yeah.
I forgot about that because I think I wrote that ages ago.
So I don't know if I brought it up, but yeah, last ESA I was like in charge of fundraising. Like the other fundraising team leader and the fundraising organizer, they both couldn't attend last event.
Yeah.
So it was only me. So I was like the one person in charge. We did get a little bit of a bigger like senior team. So it's like organizer, leader, senior, then everyone else. So I did have more help than usual, but yeah, like the actual event, I was a lot. It was a lot of me every single day, and it's like if you've ever watched the speedrun event, every single donation gets read, has been checked by someone, and then read by someone who, like, say, I have decided should be on the stream. Every incentive that's ever there, I have spoken to a runner who has told me about it. Then I have put it on the tracker website. I have typed in the words. I have set the amount, and then it appears on the stream. It's like it's like whenever I see people like complain about speedrun marathons, I always think of the actual person that did the thing they're complaining about.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes in my Discord, people are complaining about, oh, this donation really does terrible or whatever, and I'm just like, hello, I'm in charge of this. Like, people don't think of it. They always just say ESA or GDQ as a whole, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was a lot of work, but it was good. Like it's fine. Like I know what I'm getting into when I go there. And yeah, we raised over $100,000 again.
Nice.
Yeah, which was a good target to hit. If we didn't hit that, I was going to be very upset that the one time I was in charge, we didn't do it. Yeah, it's a little bit less than last time. But like the economic situation at the moment is like pretty reasonable. And yeah, we hit the 6-digit number. Nobody cares, right? It's fine. So we were all happy with that. Yeah, it was a good time. It was fun. I don't know what more else to say. Oh, I also did 2. Yeah, so going to ESA, I'm an attendee and I want to hang out with people. I'm also a fundraising organizer. I also try to do some side events like magic tournaments and stuff. I also am a runner, and I run a really long video game that's really complicated. I did 2 runs this time. There was an open slot because a runner couldn't come, so I was just like, you throw your hat into the ring, just like, hey, I can do this. So I did a stunt jump run, and I did an any percent run. So I did like 2 ESA runs as well.
You were busy.
Yes, I was very busy. I came back home and I needed a holiday. Right?
That's one of the things, like when you go to TwitchCon or something like that, and sometimes it's just you're kind of done after one day, and you're there for another day, and there's not really that much else to do. And I much prefer. I think I went to one TwitchCon where I was streaming on one day, and like, you know, it's much more fun to actually have things to do when you're there rather than just mill around, because you do that for a couple of hours and you're done.
Yeah, but yeah, it's good. I like it. I like, you know, I have a lot of friends there. I like being part of the organization. Been there for like over 10 years at this point. And it's like I go there, I do a ton of work for charity, you know, I help raise a ton of money, and then I come home and run 6 minutes of ads on my stream and feel good about it. Right?
Yeah. It doesn't matter at that point. Yeah.
I don't worry about it. I get all of my charity stuff out in lumps.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is my good moral part, and now I'm out back to being a shill for more ad money, right? Yeah.
Oh man.
We should do some speedrunning stuff. You, me, and Nos, bruv. Because Josh just blew us out of the water, but like each pick a game, and whoever can get the highest on the leaderboard for that game, for your individual game, wins.
There's a thing people do called blind runners, where like you join a group of your friends, and the organizers will all give you a random game at the same time. You all have the same game that hasn't got any strats or any runs for it. You all individually make a route and try to run it and stuff. And then then on one day you all come together and you all do like a race and see all the different strats and everything everyone has. It's a really cool thing because you get very varied stuff. Yeah, I've never done one. I really want to, but it's like a lot of fun.
Dude, we should bring back game night and do a choking hazard speed run where we
Yeah,
that would be fun. Yeah, that would be interesting. Like, especially if everyone starts off at a level playing field and then is able to like build out a run to yourself or something like that. Yeah, or even like just going in blind, like without being able to prepare a run, just trying to get through the game as quickly as possible, whatever the game might be.
Yeah, if you have a third party that like organizes it, that finds a game that none of you know and knows isn't like 5 hours long or something.
Yeah. Good idea. We'll write that down.
All of them.
Yeah, speaking of blind runs, I did also stream. A bunch of my friends, we did a a blind like any percent race. They all did one, and I commentated it and streamed it. It was like 12 hours of me backseating, or people asking me for help all the time. It was great. That was a good fun.
Yeah,
and
I rated you
ever
during
since-
that, I think.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, at the end. And now I have a bunch of people. They're like, "Oh, if you ever do another one of these, I want to be in it." Like Nos asked at the
Yeah,
start
he
of this,
did.
the pre-show. So I need to organize a second one of these once I move into a new place, and be like, "Hey, everyone who wants to do it, join this day." And I just cycle through a bunch of streams and sit in a Discord call with people.
Yeah, that's
Like-
handy. You can just sit there and watch other people do it.
Yes, it was great. It
Yeah.
was 12 hours of essay content, and I wasn't playing the game. It was amazing. I loved it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Ruffy should join that. I don't know. I mean, yeah, this is like the equivalent of me creating some sort of like racing series where I just spectate other people racing in maybe like a multi-class format or something like that. Like, I understand the niceties of doing that.
Be a spotter.
Yeah. All right then. I think that's it then. Is anyone got anything else to say? No.
No, that 2.5 hours flew by.
Yeah, it's been a long one. We've
Yeah.
had some spicy takes. We had a lot to say.
Yeah.
And I can clickbait it with the title.
So some summary is: American chocolate sucks. Housing market sucks.
Rockstar sucks.
Rockstar
Except
sucks.
the
Twitch
individual
sucks.
actual developers.
Yeah. Of course, any
Yeah.
game company.
Yeah.
And yeah, Twitch. The people that work there are good, but the corporation bad. Snowboarding's good.
Yeah.
Snowboarding's great.
Yeah,
Canada. Love Canada.
Real life
Canada's
racing
great.
and direct drive wheels are good. F1
Yeah, yeah.
esports is bad.
And big pickup trucks. Sorry, small pickup trucks. Are good.
All pickup
Yeah.
trucks. Good.
Good summary. People don't need to watch the. I mean, they've got to this
Yeah.
point now. They've watched it, but they didn't need to. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching, everybody, and all listening. Do you want to say goodbye, guys?
Bye.
Bye, guys.
See you later. Bye bye.